like a worm in the storm. A hungry hunger inside of me. I can't be reborn. I'm a monster, spreading hate, stealing time. I'm a monster, laying base when it's cloudy. Oh, pilgrim inside of me. Tell me, what's my remedy? I'm a frog, call me lion. A true psychopath, don't love me. Oh, when you're lost, take your trust. Yeah, that's me.
Going out to all the upstarts, rabble-rousers, change-makers, and those who are just here for a revolution. You are tuned into WNLR Neon Lights Roleplay for another episode of The World Within You, our bass-boosted, spray-paint-splattered take on Voidheart Symphony by Minerva McJanda. For the next few hours, we will flip like shadows between urban playgrounds and nightmare mindscapes that are contained within, well, any major city in North America. If you enjoy Persona, Psychonauts, or simply seeing the wicked bend before the uncompromising ideals of the young, superglue that dial right where it is. Before the main event, be aware that Voidheart Symphony and the story we are about to tell will be one that meditates on the very real evils, great and small, that people subject each other to. While our players have safety tools in place and a mic in the booth, if you're catching our show across the airwaves, know ahead of time that we might touch on some difficult topics. Listener discretion is advised. If you feel uncomfortable, you can cut the feed and jam to something that soothes your soul, hopefully rejoining us and our renegades later. For this episode in specific, we may cover policing underage people, police brutality, police protest tactics, gentrification and redlining, homelessness, misogyny, and racism. Now, I have prattled on long enough, and we have a digital studio absolutely bursting with talent. So, please, allow me to introduce our cast, starting with the llama in charge. Take it away. Who are you?
In charge? That is too much power to give me. Hello, Twitch.
You're in charge of other llamas. Let me clarify.
Oh, fair. Okay, yeah, I can beat that. I can handle. All right. Welcome, Twitch, and welcome, Internet. Hello, my name is Tate Washburn, and today I am playing Jordan Karsten, the metallic, red, slippery, smart-ass Harlequin. I was vamping until I could remember the name. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Great.
That's a question? Sorry.
No questions there. Let's slide on down to Land the Dan.
Hello. I'm Land the Dan, and today I'm playing Scott Reiser, our musician slash watcher. I don't know. I don't got much to say about that.
Heck yeah. We'll head over to the left. Milan, it's all you.
Howdy, my name's Milan. I'll be playing Jovan, no gods, no genders, no masters, using the Heretic Playbook. I use they them pronouns, as does my character, and that's all I've got to say.
Alrighty. Let's cruise on over to Michelle.
Oh, hello. Hi, it's me, Michelle. And today I'll be playing Sushi, our actual cat, the Inhuman playbook. If the actual cat did not tell you that. And their our pronouns for today are she, her, so. Expect that. Or, Sushi will close your eyes out.
Alright, last but certainly not least, Leona.
Hello, everyone. My name is Leona. You can find me all over the internet at the Leona Maple. Today, I am playing Mila. She, her pronouns. And Star's pronouns. She is the provider playbook, our friendly neighborhood magical girl and graffiti artist.
Hell yeah! And I am Legendary Vermin. I am your game maestra, or as I am now fond of saying, I am your game facilitator. You can call me your GF. And
Ooh.
no. Yeah.
Vermin,
Do
my
it.
GF.
Ah.
Oh.
Thank you, friend of the show and friend of the channel, Ostermad, for that one. I think that's all. Yeah. But and now, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the world within you. Okay, so I think we have one last. We have one person who has 2 actions that they need to take. So why don't we open with that? I know we ended on kind of a cliffhanger last time, but now we have Dan. So Dan, in the days leading up to this protest that your friends have been organizing, what is it that you have gotten up to?
Well, see, now I feel like if I don't say something that's going to help with the protest, I'm just going to look like a dick.
It's not the case. We had,
Last time I
we
got
had
mad
all
on the internet. It's fine.
That's true.
But I was thinking that Scott would take some time to be there for the people in his life. And so with that in mind, I was planning to hang out with Kayla as one of my covenants.
Okay. So, Kayla's covenant is currently
The tower. I
faded.
believe. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Gotta get my cards in order. So, tell me about how you and Kayla meet up. What is it that the two of you generally do together?
Damn. Now I gotta plan a date. I think in general something like a walk around the city or just talking. I don't really have the funds to take her to like a nice restaurant, but
That's fair.
maybe a decent, a better than average, or an average to good quality restaurant.
Like you can go to the sandwich counter.
Yeah.
So I think when you two go to meet up, she apologizes a couple times over text and is like, "Sorry, I'm running a little bit late." And when she gets there, she's got like a you know when I say a boot, she's got a boot on.
Like for tendonitis.
Or, like when you roll your ankle or whatever. So not a cast, but definitely a boot. And she sort of like happily hobbles your direction. It's like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, what happened?
Well, I was getting off the bus the other day, and I had somebody like sideswipe me trying to get in the door, and I hit the ground and I twisted my ankle really, really bad. And
Okay.
I mean, like, mentally, great. Financially, no. I couldn't walk on it for like a couple of days. And there's a lot of standing at my job. But, you know,
They don't give you like a stool or anything?
I'm trying to switch with some of the other people on my shift. But you know how managers can be.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not qualified for the desk jobs. So, foot patrol it is. Anyway, we're good. And she reaches down and slaps the boot. I'm mobile.
Mobile is good.
Boss.
Well, I guess maybe no. We can take it easy. We don't have to go for a walk tonight. I don't want like. I don't want to force you. I don't want to force you or anything.
She acquiesces to a walk. I think eventually you two probably do make your way to the sandwich joint. And she kind of looks at you apologetically because she does not have any money to buy herself some food right now.
Don't worry, I gotcha.
Thank you. Do you want to trigger the hangout move now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we hang out with the tower. They decide what they're looking for. Escapism or assistance. They can't tell you directly, but they can gesture at it with their role-playing. If you provide what they're looking for, you gain fleeting advantage on fealty, or heal one of their conditions if you let them down, and especially if you do... If you let them down, and especially if you do the other one, they'll lose some trust in you and in society. Yeah. Okay. You,
So
sir.
you're telling me I have to read the room?
Well, I have great news. You already did. So she was looking for assistance rather than escapism, and you offered assistance 2 different times. So you get fleeting advantage on any fealty checks that you have to make, or you can heal. It says one of their conditions.
I can heal your rolled ankle.
Whoa. Your magic. I think that's if they're a rebel,
Yeah.
which is not. They're not specific in that one. Anyway, yeah. So you get some fleeting advantage on fealty as the rest of the evening plays out.
Ooh,
Is there anything else you want to cover between you and Kayla before we shift focus?
You guys think I should tell her about the protest?
Why
I've-
not?
Because like on the one hand, like more support would always be nice, but on the other hand, like I don't know how I feel about potentially like putting her in harm's way.
I mean, it's up to her to volunteer, and more support is good. And also, she's already got a rolled ankle. There are folks that cannot physically go to protests, but that do things like listen to cop radio and let the people on the ground know. Just throwing that out there. That is a thing. So, I present that to thee as food for thought.
All right. Then yeah, I mean, I can like, I'll at least tell her that like, there's a protest coming up, and it's got me like a little apprehensive.
So Kayla, when you say that you're a little apprehensive, she leans in. She's the kind of person who, like, even though she can kind of be a mess, she wants to be there for her friends. And so when you show any sign of, like, this is something that you want support in, she's like, I'm there, boots on the ground, pun intended. So she will absolutely show up to the protest. I think, what's got you nervous about it?
I guess just like fearing for the worst. Like, I've seen how anti-cop protests can go, and the response that they're met with.
Yeah.
I guess just the fact that it's people close to me gonna be in the middle of that.
Well, Scott, have you been in any of those protests before? Do you know what to do?
No, this is my first time being part of it, I guess.
Hey, everybody starts somewhere. And she runs you through, like, the like crash course of things that you should be aware of when you're going to a protest. She tells you to, like, make a plan for knowing, like, who you're gonna let know that you got home safe, to leave your phone at home, to mark any numbers that you need to call somewhere like nearby. She ruffles through her bag for a minute, and she gives you a card that runs down your rights should you get arrested. Basically, and then she talks a little bit about, like, police tactics during a protest, and how the most important thing to do during a protest is, if you can, especially if it's on the streets, keep things moving and always make sure that you're looking out for exits and police movement that is intended to, like, constrain groups of people and force you all into a tight space. And it's not, I can't speak for how Scott would feel hearing all of that, but in her mind, she says, the best thing that you can do is be prepared and be there for your friends in case they're not prepared. That made me feel better at the protests that I was at. I think this is also a great time for the camera to kind of pull back on the scene of the two of you. And even in this, like, little sandwich shop, the camera, as she's talking, jumps from, like, a phone to a wall camera to the credit card machine. And we see sort of this, like, scroll through of all of the points at which, like, the two of you have been monitored in some way. Like, personal geolocation data would have been found or would have been available. Particularly as she's talking to you about, like, why to leave your phone at home, among other things. But hopefully we won't have to worry about any of that. And I'll be there with you.
I appreciate that.
Anything else you want to do with that scene?
Um, uh, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Then, I think it is time to turn our attention back towards the protest in question. I'd like each of you to tell me a fact about where your character is during the protest, and maybe something about the protest itself. Help set the scene. Maybe where are we? What are on some of the signs? Who else do you see in the crowd? Where does your route take you? All of those sorts of things are valid scene setting here. So anybody who's ready to go and start setting the stage for the protest. Let's hear it.
Well, the one thing I can say is Mila showed up as a street medic. I remember that from last time. And my dad showed up, too.
Yeah, is your dad also going to be a street medic?
I think so. I think it's kind of cool if they're both here as street medics. I don't know why. It just feels right. Or, like, maybe she learned it from her dad. I don't know. There's something there.
Yeah. Does your dad have any, like, medical training outside of just what he would have learned?
I mean, he's kind of just a rock and roll dude, right? Like, he's not big on, like, medical training, but I think because he's a business owner, like, he's had to do, like, do you know, like, the workplace CPR and all that kind of stuff of, like, because he's probably got the odd employee, and he has to be, like, the one, because he lives the closest, to be like, no, I've got the medical knowledge and know-how if anything goes wrong. So I think he has done, like, some of that, like, formal, like, workplace experience, but then I think he has some of this, like, this is me going off of a slight detail that we know about my father that Neela is not fully cognizant of, but that I'm pretty sure that I know. And I think because of his history, he has a lot of street medic knowledge and, like, just knows some things that Neela doesn't quite understand how he knows, but he knows.
Well, your dad was, like, a punk at some point, wasn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
What if he
a
lived
rebel,
in, like, a punk house? And look, you should not do stuff like this unless you're a trained professional. But what if, like, one of the things that he did was he would, like, he would do free free care for people. Like, if they got slashed up by, like, a broken bottle, he'd stitch them up.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
That sounds like something he would do. It's probably like I mean, because of the nature of the shop that he owns, he probably does that every now and again. If he's like, oh, that big band is coming to if the Who is coming to town or the What is coming to town, he'll have like a little, like, aftercare cabin in his he'll just turn the shop into a place where it's like, people, if they get damaged and hurt, they can just come here and they'll help. You know, he is very, like, community vibey. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Who's next?
I think Jordan he's like not a big guy, but he's been in enough places and been the new guy in enough different schools to understand and recognize that he can take a hit pretty good, and he is also fully expecting this to go south at some point. So I think he is finding, like, wherever the front line between the protest and the cops is, and he is not sitting right at the front necessarily, but he's kind of trying to be prepared for that. And it's also just a place where you can be the loudest, and it's helpful, and if nothing, he is extremely loud. And I think that this section, if I'm going to add a detail to the protest, like this section that he's in, that's chanting, like, these various slogans, is probably pretty close actually to, like, the downtown area where our guy whose name I have completely forgotten.
That
That
asshole.
we're,
Adam?
yeah, that asshole. Adam. It's like I keep on wanting to say the first guy. I keep wanting to say Quentin every time.
Oh,
It's just a
yeah.
name that sticks in my brain so well. Adam Cook is so
just
fucking
fixated
generic.
on Quentin is the villain.
It's a cool name. I think Adam Cook
I'm
is
not
so
finished
vanilla.
with you,
Adam
asshole.
Cook is so white and milquetoast, which is perfect, but
Exactly.
he's so unmemorable. We should
Yeah,
that would be
but
one of
yeah,
the chants. Like Adam Cook sucks. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, I think that it's actually fairly close to like at least the downtown area where we think Quentin lives or is, like a place that he would frequent. And there's something that gives Jordan a certain amount of joy about that. Like, yeah, your doorstep, motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's go a step further and say from where you're standing, you see people like come out to their balconies at one point to kind of like see what's going on, and you absolutely see Adam Cook up there. He is functionally trapped in his apartment building right now.
Ha! Sucks to be you.
Yeah, I think Jordan would specifically see that, and it doesn't matter if Cook can see him or not. Like, Jordan is grinning ear to ear about that.
Oh yeah. All right. Who's next?
Unless Milan has something to say, or Scott. Sorry.
Well, I just think it's obviously Siobhan did a lot of organizing for all this, so I think it's just natural that up there at the front with the megaphone leading the chant.
Are there any like speeches? I feel like Jovan would be the one most likely to know about that or to have helped organize it.
I think yes. I think we did get a couple of people, if that's allowed, to who wants to come and speak. We offered it as like a thing for anyone who wants to come and share their stories or like to obviously vet it and everything.
Yeah. I imagine Kosuke would probably speak.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Petra might too.
Petra's that's
Petra's a
actually a
journalist,
good thing.
though.
Yeah, I think Petra's there
Fair.
as media, not actively as a participant.
Ooh. Does Splatter PR have anything to say about this? Just throwing it out there. Not required.
You know, I don't think so.
Fair enough. All good.
Yeah. Nothing specifically. I mean, I think the possibility that Uzma was potentially involved in, like, I don't know, assisting some of you personally, but I don't think her company is getting
Fair enough.
involved.
Super fair. Was just curious.
Yeah. All right, Dan, Michelle, what about the two of you?
So, if I recall from last session, Sushi sort of like ended up a little bit like kind of like the protest mascot, kind of.
Yeah.
So, I think she's currently like like there's somebody's like holding onto like a disabled security camera, just like on a pole where they're just hoisting it up, and Sushi is just there like
Oh my
on
god.
the camera and like
Chewing
it's-
at the
like it's a cat-
wires and shit.
Yeah. Like it's a cat throat and just, yeah, literally ripping it to pieces.
Hell
Does Siobhan have the megaphone in one hand and Sushi in the other?
God. I need it, actually.
Yes.
Look at this cat.
Justice for cat kind.
holding her up by the scruff.
Beast cat! That cat's beast!
Look at this cat! Look at this cat!
Freedom for cats.
She's going to town, man!
This cat hates cops!
Yes. All cats
Are
are
you really gonna
based.
argue with this cute little cat?
Out of curiosity, are there any other cats in the crowd?
Like male cats or cool cats? Like
Yeah, I think Sushi's the one who would know
Yeah.
the most about
yeah.
that.
Sushi Sushi has sort of like dragged in some of the local. Yeah, Sushi sort of like promised a little bit of her spoils in order to bring some more cats along if they don't claw any of the humans besides the weirds, the ones in the what is it, the riot gear, the metal smelling gear.
Okay.
You also get like this awkward like emoji text message going more fish. Vanilla.
More what?
More fish.
Got it.
More fish.
Extra trigger treats, extra fish in the backpack. Got it.
Good. All right.
A bunch of fish in a backpack in the middle of the day. That's a weapon on its own. You hug that. That's.
I'm sure if you throw any amount of fish at a police officer, they'll scream, cry, and try to arrest you.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
Actual sashimi thrown at a police officer causes.
What a waste!
Mistaken for fentanyl.
You right though. You right.
I'll just say.
All right, Dan.
Jesus.
Where is Scott? And by extension, Kayla.
Okay. Scott is probably on like lookout observation duty, just trying to keep an eye
Kind
out.
of on the edge of the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, trying to keep an eye out for like potential exit routes, and also just in case, like anyone is trying to instigate anything or anything like that, so he can warn people, I guess.
Okay.
Because I am the Watcher, you see.
Oh. So, we gotta change music actually.
I say this is a little too light and bouncy.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Give us the vibes. There it is.
I gotta summon the appropriate ones. There we go. Okay. So, the general structure of the protest, there were speeches at the beginning, there is a march, and then there is sort of an end location where everybody's expecting to get to. Partway, on the march from City Hall to like the police station proper, let's say, there is a like a blockade of riot shields. It is maybe a block and a half before the police station, where the intent was to, like, you know, do some Martin Luther, read a list of grievances. But the police don't want you anywhere near there. This is also the portion of the march that is going by Adam Cook's building. They have basically lined up near the edge of the street. And Scott, you're hearing reports from kind of the back that there are officers on bicycles coming around one of the sides. What are you all doing?
Uh-oh.
I actually have a thing that I am kind of preparing to do. I have a... If we start getting kettled, I have a way to maybe get everybody out effectively.
Okay.
So I'm like holding for that.
Okay. That's not happened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milan, you're near the front.
Yeah, I think the front hasn't received any news of what's happening behind yet, so we're just continuing as normal. I'm handing it off to, like, the next speaker, potentially.
Yeah.
Like, I'm introducing them and their credentials and then giving the megaphone over.
I think this is at this point, you're
Or is this still
marching.
part of the
Yeah. You might be handing over the megaphone to somebody else, but, like...
Leave new chances.
It's like... Turn the corner, wall of cops. What's the discussion at the front? Is it like, yeah, we're gonna march because that's our route?
I think...
Is this in our group chat as well, by the way, or no?
Listen to that
I did
list.
not
I
bring
didn't
my
bring a
phone.
phone.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think we have
no.
phones, do we?
Oh shit, that's right. We have no phones. That's right. Yes, we are being
No
safe.
phones.
No phones.
I didn't...
Ah.
Yeah, I have nothing on me.
Now, something that we could maybe have asked Sushi to do if Sushi's near one of us is to relay information up and down as the person who'd have the most freedom to do so.
That's true, but I think when I see there's...
If she gets a break from mascot duty.
Yeah.
After a very short period of time, Sushi would be allowed to leave if she wanted, but is always welcome to sit on the shoulder in the bag.
As a cat, you can't expect more than like 10 seconds at a time.
Yeah, of
The
course.
fact that it lasted longer is a miracle.
But so we turn the corner and we see the cops lined up there. I think there's a moment where Jovan is considering just saying we keep marching, but is considering the amount of people who might, because they want to this to become something, but I think they call for just a slowing down as things develop. Like I think the march begins to slow.
Okay.
They make the call for everyone else's safety.
Yeah.
Of, like, we need more information of what's going on.
Makes sense.
Okay. So, what about towards the back and the sides? Neela, Scott, what are y'all up to? You feel the march kind of slowing. You're probably both at a vantage point to see that there are police officers kind of coming around the corners. And I will also say, the intersection in question, they're kind of diagonal across it. They are basically, there's a police station. They are trying to create a wall between protesters and the police station. There is, let's say like 15-foot high chain link fencing on one side and then buildings on the other. Sort of short side streets nearby, but the point of the march is to be in front of the police station to read a list of grievances. So what's going on in people's heads towards the back?
Since we don't have our phones, is there a way to like effectively disseminate information?
Yeah. You can say, like, people will very quickly like send messages back and forth through the crowd. If there's something that needs to happen, or how they get the medics there is somebody says like, hey, somebody's down, and then by word of mouth they'll find a medic, and then like either the medic will come to the person who needs it, or the person will come be helped out of the crowd by the people closest to the edge.
Okay. Because I think Scott's first thought would be to make sure everyone is like aware of the like positions of the cops that are coming up on us, just in case anyone like might have missed them, like the fact that we're being flanked by bike cops.
Yeah.
With this slowing down also, and that there being this barrier, I'm debating if Jordan would have said something about this beforehand or not. He can be very effectively a distraction. It's actually one of my specific vent moves, is make a performance until it's over. Nobody outside the crew can look away or disrupt you.
Does that include the other protesters, though?
Yes.
I was going to ask if I can count that as part of the crew.
Nope. They're not part
Nope.
of your crew.
Yeah, well, I do think that we could, if we want to coordinate something, use that to sort of help break a line if we have to. You know, I have one of the crew members help, like crewmates help to do that, give them an opening to do that, and they'll only be looking at me. Would be the idea. So if we see an opportunity for that, is there something we do that to sort of change this up? It really is only for when things get hot, it seems like, but I wanted to keep that out there in case someone else had an idea.
It seems like for now, because the march is kind of coming to like a we're encountering a blockade, so the march is kind of slowing. I think Neela is also kind of running communication and kind of like tightening up the rear, like keeping everyone in the march close together, relatively, like making sure there's no stragglers, making sure we're kind of organized, making sure that we're all aware that yeah, there are bikers coming up and down the sides. You know, just kind of zipping around, making sure that things are zipping around as best as you can in a crowd. Just trying to keep on top of communication. But I think she's aware that, like, unless something happens, unless some kind of communication can be reached between this blockade of police officers, we're stuck here, right? Kinda. So I think she'd kind of eventually make her way up to the front to kind of be like, okay, what's the vibe? What are we doing? Are we just gonna stand here and list our grievances, or are we gonna keep going, or what's up, right?
Mm-hmm. Any chance we can go around this, like just, you know, block to the south or whatever?
It would be possible to reverse direction and go around to another angle, but not before the police would be able to effectively blockade in another direction.
Yeah, unless they're unable to look away from a performance, per se.
Nobody else would be able to look away either.
I know, I'm trying to figure something out. Well, I meant more like the intersection they would go to blockade us off. I could get there before.
There's
Emma,
maybe a meter between the people at the front of the crowd and the wall of riot shields now.
I
You're
think
being
at
asked
that point,
to disperse.
They're being asked to disperse.
Well-
Is there any ability for us to approach and communicate?
I mean,
You can try.
you tell me. You tell me what to do. What you're gonna do.
I think at that point, if it has reached that point, Jovan has made their way to the front with a lot of the other people, and is just standing there, and they're just continuing to, not march, but
Neela's gonna take the loudspeaker. And she is going to say, "This is a peaceful protest. We have no reason to not proceed. Why is there a blockade?"
Please disperse the crowd and return to your homes.
What if we sit? That's not on loudspeaker. This is me thinking. This is me thinking with the team. What if we sit? Sit down.
I don't know. I don't know that that's gonna change the reaction one way or the other. I think we need to do something a lot more direct about them in particular, and
Yeah,
it's
no,
not gonna
absolutely.
matter what we do if we are here.
There are runners moving back and forth behind the police wall, and you can see a couple of riot vans move in with like back in towards the police wall and open their back doors.
Okay, what if we get our community to kind of back off so we can take the lead? I don't want passerbys to get hurt. I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not afraid to
At this
vent.
point.
Well, yeah. Like, I'm not afraid to vent, but like, I don't want the rest of the protest to get hurt. Although maybe that kind of defeats the purpose, right?
All right, if we're not making a decision, do I know if the cops are like pushing at the back yet? Because I think that's the thing I'm really going to try and prevent right now. And
not yet. The back of the crowd is still kind of like loose and fluid, whereas the front is a little bit more packed.
Well, that's perfect. I'm going to buy these guys some time. I'm going to try and get to the back and basically be at a distance away that I'm not going to catch too many people, because I'm not planning on actually being loud here. I have a deck of cards, and I am going to effectively vent to force a bunch of cops, if they come here, to start kettling us to stop and watch me do like close-up magic or something. And cheat using my ability to see cards. So that moment that happens, I don't know, like I'm just gonna try and hear wherever they're coming from and stop them off before they can really start pushing us. You know, throwing a gas can.
That hasn't started happening yet, so are you...
I'm gonna start early. I just want to make sure I can get all of them, like the cops, before they start actually doing something at a distance away from the crowd, that I don't catch too many people in this magic aura I'm about to do. I'll start now if that's the moment I can find them. I just don't want like cops to get around me and start anyways, if that makes sense.
Okay, I will let you know before people could get around you. The cops could get around you.
Yeah, I'll tell them I'm buying you guys time, and I'm running back.
At the front here, I'm going to give the order for those of us who are standing directly face to face to cops to link arms.
Okay.
I'm staying off to, like in near the front, but off to the side, just because like I am a medic.
Okay. You're still near the front, right?
Yeah.
Scott.
I actually think if Neela's the only one near enough to me that I can communicate, I'll say, go disperse through the crowd. We might need to start walking backwards and back up, and tell them to stop moving forward, because we're packing ourselves in at this point.
True. Got it. On it. Neela takes off. She will seek out... Actually, I was going to seek out Scott so that we can continue to disseminate.
Wow. Before that happens, Scott, you see one of the street level doors near the, like on the opposite side of the crowd from you, open, and you see Adam Cook step out of his apartment and enter the crowd.
Uh-oh.
I don't suppose he's here to join us.
He's the man without a plan. I don't know. I'm just saying, if he is, he should be up at the front. Like, you would need to bring him to the front, because that would be amazing. We should definitely follow him. Not me in character, out of character. I'm like, that's just... Either way, someone ought to, like, follow this man.
So is he, like, walking into the crowd of protesters?
Yeah. It's getting harder to keep an eye on where he is.
Yeah, okay, do I see him? Can I follow him? I don't want to, like, break what I just said, but if no one else will say it, someone say I follow him.
I'll
Please.
follow after him.
Thank you.
Kindly.
I'm gonna add that Neela's gonna go find her dad. If Scott's busy, then she'll go find her dad so that the two of them can disseminate instead.
Yeah. The back of the crowd starts to unpack a little bit. There are still bike cops sort of like arrayed, and you can see that they're attempting to channel you kind of like into one of two streets that is a much longer way around to get to the backside of the police station. So like if this is where the police station is, on like a corner over here, they're trying to get you to go out this way. And there's like a big, there's like parks here. Basketball courts, things like that.
Oh, well then, would now be the time. I'm back here. If I can send a message to them to say, hey, I think we can go around and I might be able to stop the cops from saying anything about that. But I will not have long. So please hurry. And yeah, I'm just gonna try and time it again so I get few people. And it's like close-up magic. It's not loud. It's not like performance that'll pass by too many bodies. So I can distract these cops to let people get funneled the way they don't want to. The cops don't want to.
Okay. While that's happening, Scott, you see that Adam is heading kind of towards the front of the crowd. How close do you get as you follow him?
So, I have a question. Do people usually bring things to like record with to protests? Because that seems like, I don't know, it could be like that seems like at best a double-edged sword.
So sometimes people do. I mean, obviously there's media there.
Right.
Like there are members of the press from in the form of Petra and like a couple other folks, but there's also like independent media. There's people who are on the sidelines filming generally, but trying not to get any protesters' faces. So just kind of like focusing on the cops and the backs of the heads of all the protesters.
Because like, my feeling is like, if Cook is like making his way through the crowd of protesters, he like it would be pretty easy for him to try and just like fake some shit of like someone taking a swing at him or something. And so like I feel like having some kind of eye on him that would
Like a drone?
well no just like
Camcorder.
something more sturdy than like witness testimony. Like
You don't have a phone.
no, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if we're getting.
Or like a camera or something.
We have a whole AV club. Come on, there's not like a old camcorder in there we could borrow?
Oh shit, yeah.
Anyways,
So you can buy a real cheap
Somebody
compact
might
one.
have one, but like, is it one of you? Is the question.
I mean, I have my camera, but I'm also at the front.
yeah, you're at the front.
Which, speaking of, I think the front is just, while that decision is being made as to what to do, the front is just staying still unless they start walking towards us, and then we're going to walk back. But right now, the idea is we're just going to stand still.
Dan, do you want to look for someone in the crowd who might have that and see if you can direct them to recording him? Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know. Also, like, as soon as he made his way into the crowd, like, I did want to, like, you know, disseminate the information that, like, he's here and he's making his way through the protesters, so that people know that, you know, the guy that they are protesting against is here.
So you're trying to make you're trying to help everybody understand that, like, no, the guy is in the crowd now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as like a be careful.
I would like you to check against heat.
Okay.
You are connecting.
I can do heat. What the fuck? Oh, great. 2 1s.
Oh, sheesh.
How close are you
Like
to him?
to reroll that.
Yeah, I'll reroll that.
Think you have to spend something for that?
Does it have to? It's fading a covenant, right? Can be any covenant.
I think so, yeah. It can be your own covenant, yeah,
if you're desperate after rolling the dice, say which intense covenant you call on for aid. Fade the covenant and reroll one of your dice. If it's your crew covenant, the others say which rebel steps up to help you out. The architect says how they're placed in danger. If it's a major covenant, the architect says how they lend an unexpected help, but open themselves up to retaliation.
Okay, I'll start with my crew covenant, I guess.
So with crew covenant, is that a friend steps in?
Yeah, another rebel, it says, right?
Yep. Crew covenant is another rebel. Major covenant is one of your friends.
Okay.
It is the investigation, the first page, the one with the pie on it. Universal moves.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you'd only be rerolling one of your dice. But who would step in here?
Neela probably
think
could because she is trying to find
Covenant
him.
is with Neela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Neela, what do you do to step up and help out?
Okay, what exactly is our goal in this situation? My apologies, I've been multitasking on the stream manager end.
No, yeah. So, Scott is fading his crew covenant.
Uh-huh.
You are the one who is stepping up to help out. What are you doing?
And we are stepping up to help out with disseminating information.
To say, like, that's Adam Cook right there.
That's the guy.
Hey, didn't I have a loudspeaker in my hand not long ago?
Yeah, you may have.
I sure did. I think Neela grabs her big ol' megaphone and goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Adam Cook to the protest." It's spicy, but that's what a protest is about.
He knows exactly where you are,
That's fine.
and he's kind of near the front of the crowd.
I'm kind of in the middle at this point because I went backwards.
People are making
Helping you.
space for you to move towards him.
Actually, that might also have the effect of getting like cameras on him as
Yep.
well, if like because
Yeah,
it would draw the
probably.
attention of any like media people who are there.
That was my goal. That was my goal, is to make some real attention being drawn to this man.
All right, so should I re-roll?
Yeah, reroll that die.
Oh, a
Hey.
5 this time.
Hey!
Okay. So, on a hit, they'll give you a chance to make your case, answer a few questions, or do a minor favor that doesn't risk their standing. What do you want the crowd to do here?
I mean, mostly I just want them to like not start shit. But like, I don't know, not do anything that would give him or like the cops like ammo, I guess. And just like to be aware that like that he's there and where he is, so that they can like give him a wide berth, I guess. Just like to be on their guard, I guess.
Okay. Adam looks at you, Mila, and says, "Is this all some stupid vendetta?
No,
You just here
sir.
to discredit me?"
No, sir. Not a vendetta. But as you can see, the people here are here because we have some concerns. We're thankful that you're here to stand in the crowd with us. We have a list of grievances. That's all we want to do. Just get through to the police station, list our grievances, sir.
The crowd is definitely like with you
Mhm.
in this moment.
Mhm.
And they start jeering at him. And he looks around and he says, "Well, you certainly worked them up into a frenzy. Good work."
I will turn to the audience and I will say, nobody, hey everybody, let's keep it chill. Let's keep it chill. This remains a peaceful protest. If we don't give them what we want, this remains a peaceful protest. Like I'm gonna try to pacify the crowd. I know it may not work, but I'm trying to
I
remind
would
the
like
crowd.
you to make a stand. Check against blood, please.
Aye aye.
Hey,
It's a weak
Weak
hit.
hit.
Okay. On a hit, you choose 2. You're forcing the crowd to pay attention to you. They don't cause you immediate problems. Your words shake them. They spend some time focused only on you.
On a sorry, I check. I get how many?
2.
Okay. And is this at Adam Cook or at the audience?
This is the audience.
Okay. I want the audience to not cause me immediate problems, and I want them to spend some time focused only on me.
Okay.
But it is a weak
on a
hit,
weak
so I
hit,
believe
it
I
gets
mark
personal.
a condition. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna say I do feel a little insecure.
Okay.
Like I'm doing this because I got to do this, but I'm not confident about what I'm doing.
The crowd is kind of now looking to you to say more. Milan, how close is Jovan to the part of the crowd with Adam?
Well, you said he was getting towards the front, but I'm at the
Towards
very
the front.
But I'm at the very, very front, and at this moment I am locked with a group of people to the point that I can't really even turn around.
Okay.
I think at this point my main goal is that I'm speaking to the people around me to keep them on task and on focus, and also trying to pay attention to if anyone comes up to me to tell me if we need to switch or if, like, hey, something is going on behind me and that needs my attention. So I'm hearing everything that's happening because it's close enough, but I can't really act on it right now without leaving the position I'm in. And therefore, not having one of us up here just in case.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
So I
Adam
think
Cook-
as much as I would love to turn around and go confront him personally, I can't right now.
Yeah. That's
If
fine.
you want, Sushi can be your eyes in the back of the head.
Yeah, I think if Sushi's still with me, I'll just say, hey, can you go make sure that they're all okay? And tell them that tell Neela I'm kind of stuck here for now. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
Sushi will do
also,
that.
yeah, perfect.
Sorry, if there's anything else you want to Sushi?
And I was
gonna
gonna say, ask if maybe we should start backing up.
Sushi's gonna go ahead and make her way through the crowd as a cat,
Pretty easy. I would
Pretty.
say.
shoulder to shoulder, jumping.
Boing boing boing. That's kind of hilarious. You gotta admit.
Crowd surfing.
Crowd surfing cat.
Sushi. Are you on the ground or are you up above? Kind of
I think
walking on people.
Sushi is going to be up above. Like she's going to like hop from signpost to signpost, really.
You see that one of Adam Cook's hands is kind of like tucked behind his back.
Oh, bastard.
He turns and he starts heading to the edge of the crowd on the side where the police station is.
Can I address him?
Yeah?
because the audience has their eyes on me. They're looking for me to say more, and I'll say, "Whoa, whoa, Adam Cook, where you going, man? Why don't you tell us what brought you here into the crowd today, sir?"
He's ignoring you and continuing to move forward.
All right. Everyone, please be aware that Adam Cook is making his way to the front, and she's definitely saying that so that so that Jovan, beg your pardon, hears that in particular. Make way for Adam Cook. Not that she actually wants them to. In fact, she's hoping that people won't make way. But, slow them down a little bit. But she's got to kind of,
They do. And eventually, he reaches into his pocket. He pulls like an ID out to show to the police, and it's right as he's like holding it above the crowd, and he puts it away. Right as he's at the edge of the crowd, all of a sudden he seizes up. And you can hear a kind of like tuck 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 tuck. He falls to a knee. Police at the front start moving forward, and somebody is shouting for a medic.
What the fuck just happened? Is it cool with y'all if Neela gives the order for the crowd to start moving backward and she's gonna bolt forward?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, the Sushi was literally about to I think Sushi was like halfway through about yelling what Jovan wanted to communicate when I think that happens.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I imagine it, is like Neela and Sushi kind of lock eyes. That goes down. Yells are made for a medic, and she immediately goes, "Everybody move backward." Kind of hands off the megaphone to Sushi, Sushi straps it to Sushi's back because she needs to not have it for half a sec, but somebody's got to have it. And she will start running
other
forward.
people at this protest.
I guess. Okay, yeah, fine. She'll hand it off to somebody else. She was wanting to give it, I was wanting to keep it with one of us, but yeah, that's fair. And she will start making her way forward.
The crowd is moving back, so you kind of have to shoulder your way through. And you see Adam Cook kind of kneeled over. Police are cautiously making their way towards him.
Everybody back up in the street,
The crowd
medic!
hasn't broken around him yet. And you get there just slightly before he is going to be left behind by the crowd. What do you do?
As in the crowd's gonna walk away from him, or?
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't that kind of the point? Aren't we trying to get everyone to back off?
Yeah, but
What was your goal?
you were walking towards him, right?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I am technically...
He's on the ground.
Yeah.
The crowd is slowly moving away from him.
Mhm.
They called for a medic. You
They
are a
did.
medic.
They
What
did
do
call
you
for a
do?
medic. I am a medic. I am going to do my job. I have a feeling this motherfucker's faking it, but I'm gonna do my job.
Tased himself. He was reaching behind him.
He's ticking. Is it even actually him?
When you get next to him, he looks... Oh, I'm glad it was you. He presses something into your hand and closes your hand around it, and then presses it to himself again as the crowd breaks around the two of you. It's a taser. He did tase himself.
Motherfucker. I fucking
And the
knew
crowd
it.
breaks to see you holding a taser, tasing Adam Cook.
That's fine, honestly. Shithead deserves it at this point. But... I will immediately drop it, and I will say, "You planted that. You scheming, conniving, sick fuck."
That's not...
That was not the vibe.
It's not the vibe either. Hold on. You don't have time to say that. The crowd has basically immediately erupted into yelling as the police move forward to grab you.
Yeah, fair enough.
What do you do?
I'm gonna comply for half a second at least. This is very much a hold situation. If the police want to grab me, let them grab me. For now.
If they grab you, they're pulling you behind the riot shields.
Great. Cool.
Okay.
Jovan is not cool with that.
I want to. I can attack them from behind. Is all I'm saying.
At this point now, I think the composure starts to break a little bit, and Jovan starts to say, "March forward again." We're still linked arms though, but we're gonna try and like get up in the face of the riot shields at this point. We're going to resume the march aspect.
I would like you to make a stand, Jovan.
Ooh, that's a miss.
Shit.
You gonna let it ride, or you gonna spend resources?
What's the penalty for a miss here?
I will tell you what a penalty for the miss is. A penalty for the miss is Leona is on the is Neela, excuse me, is on the opposite side of the riot shields.
What do I would need to fade a covenant in order to get a thing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll fade. I can fade my crew covenant, correct? My magician arcana covenant. I'm gonna do that because it's at bright.
Okay.
I'll change it to faded, and I re-roll one of the dice, or do I just re-roll it?
Yeah. Who is stepping up to give you assistance in this moment? That's up to the rest of the four of you.
Don't think it can be me.
I think it should be one of the other two, you guys, but like.
I mean, like Sushi
I'm-
could try.
Scott, you're relatively nearby.
Yeah. I think Sushi, if you want, Sushi can go ahead and sort of hop back up to the signs. She's not gonna do the thing that she wanted to do, and that is, you know, stick her fellow felines on the cops. But I think she's going to like try and garner sort of the crowd's attention, like as like sort of like the mascot, and just like be in like this really high noticeable position at the front where it's just sort of like, and like I guess doing this very cute like punch with her paw up ahead forward.
I feel like you'd almost have to make a lot of noise. This is noisy, and just be like angry and yowling. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what, all of that, like just
Honestly,
like
the sounds of like a cat fight. If you do cat fight yowls, I think even trained.
Yeah.
Them get loud. It's terrifying.
I imagine also some other cats do that with you. Siobhan, go ahead and re-roll.
Oh no, just one of the dice.
Just one of the dice.
Can I just say, while we're doing this, the fact that we have Team Cat on our side and I protest is kind of epic. Like, can you imagine the papers tomorrow morning? Cats and humans team up against cops. Like, do you realize how amazing that is? Just saying.
So that's
that would
3 plus
make
5
my
minus
total-
1, right?
That would make your total
assuming-
1 up, 1 down.
that's one success.
That's a mixed success.
Okay.
A weak hit. Okay. Choose 2. They don't cause you immediate problems. Your words shake them. They spend some time focused only on you.
They don't cause me immediate problems, and my words shake them.
What do you say that shakes them so?
I think I just restart the chants. I think that's what I like. Just engage the diaphragm. Just project without even the megaphone. I think Jovan just, maybe it's mystical, maybe it's just a determination, manages to be loud enough over everyone to be heard to restart like the march and the chanting, and get people to move forward and establish like we're not going to be bullied right now. We're here legally.
Mm-hmm.
May I suggest no prying eyes? as one of these chants.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
that is a good one.
3-ish syllable chant.
Yeah, there's got to be some short, snappy ones.
3-beat chants.
No, prying eyes. Yeah. It's good.
Exactly.
It's good.
Prize. I
Think about this
actually
whole
am
time,
terrible
it's
at counting
okay.
syllables, so in my head, prying could be one syllable, even though it has 2 fucking vowel sounds. I don't understand
No prying
syllables in
eyes.
English.
Crying.
It's actually the hard sounds.
Fire, 1 syllable word. That doesn't make any sense to me. There are 2 vowels in there. Not like two. Yeah, there are 2 vowels, but there's 2 vowel sounds. I don't like it. Anyway,
Not the vowels, it's the hard sounds, the sharp ones. Anyway.
the other thing that needs to happen here, though, is you need to mark a condition because it gets personal.
That doesn't surprise me.
You know I'm taking angry.
Great.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the crowd moving forward, which is good. For the moment, Neela is not in danger. Adam Cook bolts through the crowd from the far side and is like sheltered behind a riot shield. But they are now absolutely trying to snatch people up.
Ooh, as a question,
Mhm.
is the taser still on the ground?
Yeah.
I can't do anything. I'm just curious.
Where is it
I'm
at?
the other side.
I dropped it. I dropped it. I fully dropped it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still on the ground.
So, I'm just quite curious.
I'm gonna warn you all. I'm going to vent, so please feel free. I want everyone to get some moves in before I do.
That was my plan to stop them from pushing us from behind.
No, I know.
We'll just have a vent to the other side. It'll be fine.
I mean, I guess before shit goes down, Sushi could snatch the taser.
Evidence. Evidence.
I need you to tell me how you're gonna grab a taser. I find that at the edge of belief in the real world. In the
Wait.
castle, sure.
Wait, but like, if you drop it, it's not active anymore.
No, I'm asking
I mean,
how
what
a
is
cat
evidence?
physically fucking picks up a taser.
In her mouth, of course.
Their mouths only get like that big.
It's kind
She
of
doesn't have. She, like a
I
cat can
don't-
pick up some stuff, but like a plastic thing.
Well, hold on.
What's she
Well,
gonna do, Milan? She
She
gonna
does
run on
want
her
it
back
like that.
legs?
This is
Okay,
fair.
I kind of like the idea of So tell me if because it doesn't have to be the mouth, it could also be the tail. But I think because Sushi's pretty dexterous and she's still got the yarn art, like the yarn she uses for decorating.
Like a little
so I
cat
think-
backpack?
Dimensional pocket.
Call your hawk friend to pick it up for you.
Horus!
Actually, hold on.
So I think she's just gonna like hook it. Like I feel like tasers have that little hook on it. And she's gonna like just hook it with a
What?
yarn and like in the mouth just start dragging it.
So good.
Maybe do like a
Yeah,
just do a
yeah.
quick tiny
Wrestle
little
it to get it tied to you, and then
Yeah.
grab it by the
yeah, and then
Not
Oh,
wrestle, like wrestling with it, roll in it.
yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty
It's
cute. I
almost
like that.
like cats
To
like,
disguise
like,
the fact that she is actually tying a knot, even though she
Yeah.
doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Yeah. Or at least it's not supposed to have opposable thumbs. Actually, how do you humans do all like this is so annoying. Like literally cannot open doors. Seriously cannot friggin' open doors because doors knobs require a friggin' thumb. This is so annoying.
I imagine every time you come across a door that has a knob, you have something to say about it.
Yeah.
But also, are you a thumb cat? Like, do you have like the big mittens on the front? You know what I'm talking about?
Polydactyl cat!
Yeah. Are you polydactyl? Have you got thumbs?
I'm
Instead
gonna
of just the 4
say
beans?
I'm gonna say normally Sushi does not. Like on the streets, Sushi does not.
When necessary, however.
But in the sheets.
God damn it, Dan.
They're specifically really good for messing up bed sheets. Like,
They do have the close action.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Really tear up your good linens.
Like, look, it's some days Sushi just needs an opposable thumb, and some days Sushi just needs to wreck some sheets.
All right, I need to stop
Sushi
this.
is dragging away the taser. What Scott and Jordan. Jordan, is this when you
yeah,
start
yeah,
your
yeah.
magic show?
So he's gonna attempt to like dart between the bike cops, so he's on the other side of him when he starts. But if they like stop him before he can do that, he just backs off and
They will
starts
stop you
venting to
before you can do
activate
that. They've
Like,
got
so
their
if I can
bikes
roll
like fish scales, you know, like a
Mhm.
burp, burp.
Yeah, if there's not a chance to like roll to jump over them between two cops or something like something dramatic, then it's just starting now and hoping his bike to
No,
the
there's no fight move in this game for the real world. You
Entirely
just
fair.
suffer.
then it's just he's gonna hope that not too many people and it's like his back is to the riot crowd. And
You have to vent to do this, right?
Yep, I'm gonna vent.
I'm gonna
and
be
I'm
surprised
also,
if we all don't vent.
And I'm also going to, so it's my unique vent ability, and I'm going to conceal my identity from all onlookers. I think this is basically magically like his Quicksilver mask from the castle appears as like a more plastic, real-looking anonymous mask. So that his identity is concealed. His clothes changes color, but like that's about it. Now it's like his iconic red. And yeah, he has a deck of cards, and because it's magical and he doesn't need as much of an excuse, they just can't stop watching. He starts demonstrating that no matter what restrictions he has on him, he always knows what the next card is. He starts closing his eyes, he starts shuffling it, because it's just part of the performance. He gets one of them to shuffle it whatever way they can, and it very quickly becomes this game of, even when he's facing the other direction, even if he has like anything restricting his vision or his eye, he always knows. And he starts just doing a dumb magic show, despite the fact he basically knows no sleight of hand, because he literally just can know.
Sick.
Yep. And just
You create enough space. They are fascinated. I think there's like a handful of onlookers who are still with you, and I don't think the police will like participate, but the onlookers will play assistant to you, and
100%.
keep them fascinated.
So yeah, that's those two effects, and I need to roll against fealty.
Yes.
Hey, weak hit.
Great. On a weak hit,
1 or 2.
pick as many as you pick effect. So that's 2.
Yeah, I had the 2 I wanted to do here. The darkness changes some part of your form as it leaves you. Jordan is extremely pissed. Like, his backup plan that he kind of wanted to do instead, before he realized it wouldn't work, was form a guitar out of his, like, castle stuff and do, like, a real punk rock fuck you out anthem. That's the energy he has right now. So he is kind of almost doing a angry stand-up routine a bit at these people. And I think his colors go a little, like, similar to what happened with Nila. It goes a little darker, but also, like, the shapes and styles become, I don't know, sharper, almost more spiked and angry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As he is...
Your design is now by Tetsuya Nomura.
It is a little bit. And I couldn't decide between... I do think it's interesting if it's a departing shadow will haunt your next dive.
Oh. Okay. Oh boy.
Oh, no. Sorry. It's either that one or one of the effects
I
is
think you should
flawed.
pick that one. I think you should pick that one.
Well, I'm also
I think
kinda
that sounds
tempted-
fun.
I also kind of tempted to say it's flawed and they do recognize me. Like, something about the design change, like the disguise partially doesn't work. If we think that the shadow's more interesting, I'm down, but
I mean,
I also think it's interesting
It's
if-
more interesting. I definitely
I also
think
think-
the shadow is more interesting.
yeah.
Y'all are about to go fight the big man.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, the first time I did this, I picked that one, and I don't remember a shadow chasing me, so...
I have a consequences document now.
Yeah. Well then, yeah, I'm doing it again, so you have it on there. Yeah, that's what I got to try and prevent things from getting worse.
Scott, what are you doing right now? Part of the crowd is moving forward. Part of the crowd is like loosening up towards the back. There is suddenly a lot of chaos. You can see you can see people rushing in the back of, like, behind the riot shields right now. The cop on the megaphone is telling everybody to disperse. And you think you see, like, somebody is, like, setting up a little tube to shoot something into the crowd.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, is there like a protocol for alerting a protest if tear gas is about to be deployed,
Megaphone?
or do you just yell tear gas?
I was gonna say time-honored tradition of yelling tear gas, I think.
That's a tried and true tradition, is to say tear gas coming.
Then that's what I'll do.
Amen.
You tell me this sparks joy, but considering how quiet Scott normally is, I almost imagine he finds the closest person to his like right who looks loud and just goes tear gas,
Hey, could you
and then
yell-
they yell.
Hey, could you yell tear gas for me real quick?
Not even say, "Can you?" Just go like, "Hey, look, tear gas!" Like just point it out to them, and they start yelling.
Tear gas.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
He's the watcher, he's not the yeller.
Lung
A couple
capacity.
of people came prepared.
He's a strings musician.
And you see umbrellas partway through the crowd.
Yeah!
Lift it up and go.
We do also have people with traffic cones
Traffic
that they
cones
can
and water
pop
bottles?
over it, and yeah.
Mhm.
Yes!
Mm.
As it fucking should be.
You see people like getting all of those responses ready, responding to your call. Mila, you had something you wanted to do.
I'm about to fucking vent, if you will permit me, because I'm behind the police line. And I can't think of a better way to knock him down than to be in the corner where you're not looking. Well, behind the riot shields.
Joe prevented you from being on the far side of the police line.
Oh, did that actually go through?
Yeah.
Okay, so where exactly am I?
You are
Point of the spear.
you're just behind. People are like linking arms in front of you, and there are people trying to like lift you up
I'm on the protester side, or am I still
on the protest side.
Oh, shit.
You're within spitting distance of the folks with the riot shields, but they are moving forward.
Okay. But they
And
are
you
moving
see
forward.
somebody on the far side, like popping over with a little like spray canister.
Yeah, I think it is still time to vent. I think it is still time to vent. She's not gonna let that. She cannot, in good conscience, allow that to happen. If people are lifting her up as it is to try and almost like get her up and over or up and away, just seems like the right moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Tip of the spear, baby.
So what are you doing?
Neela is
Tell me
going
what
to
you're
vent.
doing.
Neela is going to
Okay.
vent. She would like to call upon her magical self in the real world. In particular, she wants her look, she wants her glaive, she wants it to seem like she does want it to look like suddenly a superhero has turned up, because that adds to the confusion of like, where did this person come from almost? Right? Like it's so she does want to do that. If I pick terrify everyone present, is that also going to terrify the crowd?
Yes. The crowd is part of everyone.
Yeah. I want to scare the cops. I don't want to necessarily scare the crowd. Although it might be a good thing, because then they'll give me space.
Well, I mean,
But
I
it
feel
kind
like
of-
maybe the strength would be enough to start tossing motherfuckers. I don't know.
True. Okay, we will not do that. I will. Okay, define colonist strength you'd have in the castle. What would that look like?
What strengths have you got in the castle?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You have like
You got
super
glaive?
strength.
You got,
Yeah, you got-
you're very strong in the castle.
Am Like-
Any of your castle abilities potentially are on the table here.
I don't know
Um,
that I have any specific castle abilities. I'm looking real quick. Oh, like castle moves, I
Your
guess I would
shadow
have
moves.
access to.
Yeah. Your shadow moves
also check your
potentially,
vent-
if we can make an argument for them.
Yeah. You also have your vent moves as
Yeah.
the provider.
Yeah. The vent move as a provider is like giving someone a day freed from a wound, illness, or affliction. And at this point, that is hard to do because no one has been previously injured, so it's like it's hard for me to justify that right now. And I feel like I can't preemptively take it. I will pick calling on a strength I have in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Perceiving something beyond my senses, and shrugging off anything that would hurt me. I'm not actually particularly concerned about concealing my identity, but I am asking for
Yeah, you were
my...
already at the front there.
Yeah, and I'm already in uniform. I've already had my identity kind of... Like, the cops have already seen me holding a taser. Like, I'm already gonna do a magical girl transformation. I don't particularly care what everyone sees at this point. And I'm okay with whatever that consequence is.
Okay, so what did you say? You said you're calling on a strength in the castle, perceive something beyond your senses, and what was the third one?
Shrug off anything that would hurt me.
Okay.
Okay?
Roll fealty.
Here we go! I'm not scared. Woohoo!
That's
Oh,
Yes!
good.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, pick one backlash.
Okay. Ooh. I've done a handful of these before, so I'm just like, what do I want? A strange quirk of fate inflicts suffering. What?
More shadows for the delve.
I thought you
there
said
was some other
System of a
sound
Down.
System of a down.
You're just complimenting the
I
music.
was
I'm
like, did we
"What's that?"
accidentally put licensed music in here?
No.
Okay, fine.
No.
All right. We'll have another departing
Twitch, we
shadow.
did not. Twitch.
No,
We did not. I will take another departing shadow since we seem keen on that one. I will be hunted by a
I
shadow.
don't know if we are.
Oh well. Too late. Ha ha ha.
Cool. Okay. You have all that? What do you do with it?
Well,
You're venting. So like
sure am.
you're as strong as you'd be in the castle. You can perceive things beyond your senses. And you can shrug off things that might otherwise hurt you. How do you leverage that?
I say push through personally. I don't know.
First of all, because I can perceive things beyond my senses, is there anything otherworldly that I need to know about before I move? Like in my sudden
Ops
now.
in general
Mhm.
have an affinity for, if not a connection to, the castle as it is, right? They are,
Some symbols of authority.
if
yeah.
not knowing elements, like if they are not actual vassals, they're at the very least often employed in enacting the will of a vassal or the castle more broadly.
Mhm.
So definitely among some of the police officers, you can see the kind of flicker second self of a vassal persona, particularly among people who are further in charge.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But none of them seem to coalesce into anything that you can really get a bead on.
Okay, cool.
You can also hear with perfect clarity every order being given on the other side of the
shit.
police line.
Anything that jumps out to me in that first?
I
few
mean,
seconds?
they're about to shoot tear gas.
Yeah,
into the
fair
crowd.
enough. Okay, so then we're doing exactly what I thought. I have a minor arcana with the chariot, and my castle move says, I fucking love this castle move. Against an unbeatable foe, you become an unstoppable force. When you charge an enemy, roll plus swords. On a hit, you crush into them and push them far away from where they are. If you had an opening, you can exhaust it to pick one thing. I don't have an opening. I don't want to do it. I just want to go. But I do want to crash into them and push them far away. And that is what I want to do with this police force, and especially like the tear gas.
Give us the moment.
All right.
Paint the picture.
As you said that Neela was kind of already being pushed upwards, so she kind of takes that moment to vent. There's like a sudden flicker and a shimmer, and suddenly there's just this woman above the crowd in this magical girl costume with a massive pink motherfucking glaive. Let's be very clear. Like, this is a long ass weapon. And before anyone can understand what exactly to make of this sudden appearance, Neela kind of whispers, like, under her breath, "Sorry, Dad," and immediately charges forward directly at the guy with the tear gas canister. And she is going to swing. That is her goal.
What are you trying to hit?
I am trying to stop the tear gas from being sprayed. So I'm gonna try to cut the tube of the thing, or like cut it out of his hand or something like that.
You break the canister.
Break
Great.
the canister, cleave the man in half, whatever you want to say.
I meant the machine. Goddamn.
Yeah,
The cannon part.
The cannon part, yes.
I thought
yes.
you were gonna break the cannon, but if you're gonna actually kill a man,
No.
we can talk about that.
No.
Murder seems a little intense.
I'm kidding.
for
I'm
this
kidding.
part.
I'm kidding. Listen. But no, she will use the glaive to break the actual thing. That is what I actually meant. I was
Okay.
joking.
You're on the far side of the police lines. You've broken it.
Yeah, leaping
Suddenly,
forward.
there's a lot of police attention on you. Is there anything else you want to break while you're here?
Everything as much as possible. I mean, this is a very the description of this glaive is that it is bulky, and actually, what else does it say? It says something very, very relevant. Bulky, which means it is going to hit multiple cops, and cleave can attack many foes in a single attack. So whatever else is in proximity, she would love to fuck up at the same time.
Can I
she
suggest
is leaping forward,
you
and she
hockey
is
check?
swinging. Huh?
Can I suggest you hockey check just a whole line of cops backwards?
Low key, yeah.
Just like, I'm the line alone kind of deal. Just
Yeah,
the whole line.
That is the vibe. That is the vision.
Okay. John,
Carnage.
your friend is on the other side of the police line. They are rapidly collapsing inwards because how the fuck did that happen? And you see the person who is definitely your friend Neela 1v1ing, well, 1v manying some cops fairly
Reverse
successfully.
jumping.
What do you
Reverse
do?
jumping.
So I'm the one keeping the crowd or the protesters in control while Neela's fighting a cop. Did we
Yes!
swap?
Many
Is
cops.
this a Freaky Friday situation?
Yes.
A cop is such
This
an
is
understatement.
this is what we call character development.
Hey!
crashing out.
You know what? Now, Jovan could run in there and get involved. But I've got a camera, and that's like the perfect photo opportunity.
Yes. Oh my
Professor
god.
Oak's gonna love this photo at the end of the rail. Pokemon snap.
Get me
I-
pictures of Sailor
You
Moon
get
girl,
bonus
man.
points for it.
I would love. I honestly,
It's like
Neela
when
is
you
gonna
pick-
want
it's
a
like when you
picture.
get Mew.
Neela
Yeah,
is gonna want a picture after
Jovan
this.
just unlinks literally
He's even
pulls the
pink.
line together and has the two people in front link arms and just starts taking photos of everything that's going to start happening. Especially, in particular, because I'm assuming there are going to be other cops loading tear gas canisters. I want it to be clear with how the composition is to show us just in a line, and then the cops readying tear gas anyway, and then a bunch of them dogpiling on Neela. Those are like some of the photos I want to grab right now.
So it's fun and games for a hot minute. But Neela,
Mhm.
you cannot jump into a crowd of cops
Mhm.
without and start breaking their equipment without one of them drawing their gun.
Yep.
They do. And they fire. And you chose to have no harm come to you.
Yep.
That's not right either. That's not right either. Sorry.
No, you're great.
Sorry, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay. Yeah.
Also, did you need me to roll plus swords or not?
Say again?
Did you need me to roll
I
plus swords
don't
or not?
need you to roll with
Okay.
swords. You're doing an awesome thing. I'm not gonna stop you, but I am gonna say, the tone in the crowd when the shots are fired changes dramatically.
Fair.
It takes time to figure out what happened, but the crowd does end up dispersing. The cops near the front don't nab anybody because they're dealing with you. The cops at the back of the crowd are being fascinated by Jordan and don't react for quite a long time. You are shot 36 times.
Jesus.
You are not hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but they do not hesitate to attempt to execute you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get out of this situation?
I think once she sees that the people are safe and that things are clear, she is still kind of relying on that supernatural strength to almost like parkour between two buildings and jump on a rooftop and run.
Okay. I would like you to roll Pass Beneath Notice.
Okay. As I quickly find how that one works. Where is it? Oh, found it.
Understatement.
Check against infamy. Okay. Pray. Did it work? Okay, 1 week hit.
Okay. On a hit, you do it long enough to get what you wanted, but it costs you. On a weak hit, pick 2. On a strong hit, pick 1. You have to leave the situation right now or be discovered. Someone notices you, and they'll keep an eye on you later. You get separated from your allies or pulled out of position.
I think I definitely have to leave right now or be discovered. And I think I'm already kind of separated from my allies. Like, I went kind of rogue anyways. So I'm going to say someone notices me.
Okay. As you land on the top of the rooftop, you look down at the crowd for a moment, and near the back, you see your dad. And then you have to run. He's looking at you. Let's be clear.
I know! Ah, shit, though! Do we think, like, is the crowd, like, dispersing, like, going home? Or, like, is the protest continuing?
They're not just going home. People are running for their lives.
Right, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Oh man, Neela's wondering if she's fucked this whole thing up.
I went better than I thought it was gonna.
I think this is probably a good time for us to take our first break.
Oh wait, that's right. I'm stream manager.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're in charge.
There was just a moment of, yeah, that's right. Wait.
Yeah, that seems good. Hold on a second.
Did you get us out before you said that? I'm curious. I don't know if we're still on even.
No, we're still on.
Oh, we
Okay,
are.
We're still
hold
on.
on.
We're still-
Be
Hey everybody, we'll be back.
Be right back,
We'll give
everybody. Bye.
everybody a moment to digest. We'll see you soon. Hello, everybody. We are back. We are ready for a little bit more role play. And before we
Of
get
the
to that,
Neon Lights variety.
of the Neon Lights variety, you're so right. As you may know, if you are a longtime watcher of this program, we love to take a little bit of time to shout out a charitable cause or organization that we think you should lend your support to. And we are very privileged to be kicking off just a few days early our celebration of Black History Month here at Neon Lights Roleplay. So this year, to celebrate Black History Month and support a worthy cause, Neon Lights is fundraising for Power of Paint Art Academy and Management. They are a beautiful and thoughtful arts collective, originally based out of none other than the beautiful city of Philadelphia, whose work provides safe and healthy spaces for Black communities, including and especially LGBTQIA+ members of those communities, to help them thrive despite systemic oppression and racism. And if you check out our chat, you can hit the command bang NLRBHM, bang is exclamation mark, to get a link to our Tiltify. Please make donations throughout the month. We are so excited and enthusiastic to celebrate Black History Month, and I believe we have staff in this call. We have programming for Black History Month this year.
Oh, do we ever?
Sure do.
You're in for a treat, everybody.
Hope you like robots.
We would not be
Do
Neon
you-
Lights if we did not have Black Mystery Men programming.
It's so
And
true.
or robots.
I just don't want to like speak to anything that the staff is not ready to announce. So yes, look forward to that.
Haven't
Yeah.
we? Yeah.
I'm
We do
not
that
in
to previous
charge. I'm only in charge in a very small sense. Y'all are in charge in a bigger sense. So I just don't want to take anyone's thunder. Come check that out. And those links for Power of Paint Art Academy and Management are going to be circulating throughout the month of February. So please make a donation. If you can't tonight, perhaps another time this month. We are so appreciative of you. And I think with that, we are going to zoom out of the situation that we were in, and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of time to allow our rebels to regroup. So,
Oh, quick side note. The goal is to get up to $1,000 to Power Paint Art and Academy. Thank you, Foxy, for just throwing that in the chat. So, just figured I would add that
big
before we dive in.
appreciations.
He
Yeah.
says he reached out to the Power Paint folks personally, and they love what we do and are proud to work with us. Aww!
Oh, Power of Paint, you shouldn't have.
So,
Gone bright man.
yeah, we gotta give them love. Goal is $1,000. Yeah.
We got this. You got this.
Got it.
That's how our community is gonna do it. Okay. We'll keep the good thoughts rolling as we transition back into the world within you. So we talked about this a little over the break. The plan was to meet back at the hideout. Who gets there first? You think? You think you're the one that gets there first?
I think so, because I have to hightail it out of there.
She's sprinting, and the rest of us are not exactly. I could kind
You
of
know
see
what I
that.
mean? Like, unless the rest of the gang ran away when the
Yeah.
shots started firing. Which I don't
Well,
know.
they probably ran for a bit, but you were venting, so you were
I
at
was
the
double
speed
speed.
of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking you would either get there first or last, so first it is.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was my
Jordan
thought.
actually gets there last, like kind of late since he's way at the back and he's kind of distracting enough for everyone else to leave.
Aw, yeah, that makes sense.
Neela,
Finishes his card trick.
what are you,
A few.
what are you doing when you get back there? The vent has ceased. You are in the quiet. It's not going to affect you mechanically, but you can feel bruises forming on you. On your body, underneath your clothes, from the fight that you just had.
Yeah. I think the reality of everything kind of sinks into Neela the moment she steps through the door of the hideout. And I think she immediately, like, bursts into tears, and I think she just kind of curls up into a ball on the couch, pulls a blanket over her, and, like, grabs her phone and, like, clutches it to her chest, and she's just in, like, a ball. Like, she's kind of paralyzed by what she's just done. Like, the impacts of what she's just done, the effects of what she's just done, realizing that her dad saw her. A lot just happened, and I think that is an overwhelming thing for her to process, and she's just kind of, I'm just gonna stay here just like this until somebody else gets here.
Okay.
I think Sushi would be next, honestly.
I was actually gonna say either like Sushi would either be next or right after Scott, because I think Scott was the one on the close to the outskirts besides Jordan.
Yeah, Scott was close to the back and also like was keeping an eye on where the exits were or where the escape routes were.
Okay.
So
We help direct people out of there.
yeah.
Well, I guess if Scott was busy directing folks, then Sushi would definitely be the second person to end up in the hideout. Sort of like,
What is
Uh,
Sushi's reaction when she arrives?
I think Sushi's going to she's gonna like sort of like smell the distress first. And sort of just like claw off the yarn. Let the taser sort of like drop off the sort of miniature harness that Sushi's in and plop right into like on top of like that curled up ball with like a little loaf.
And Sushi, how much do you think you understand the like implications of everything that just happened? You've been spending around a lot of time around people, and you still have sort of an outsider's perspective. But what what parts of it do you think Sushi fully understands, and what parts do you think are still kind of inscrutable to her, if any, on either side?
Sushi doesn't really like get any of I don't think Sushi understands the entire nuance of things like, you know, privacy or any of like really why, for example, like the surveillance stuff is wrong. She knows that her friends are upset about it.
Mhm.
She understands that like that a lot of people are upset about it, that it is causing, you know, harm to the city, right? It's not just causing harm to like, you know, the people, but also causing harm to like, you know, the various like other strays. I imagine with like more surveillance is not doing that great for like, you know, like just the cats that are running around and other. So she's understanding that what is happening is causing harm on like a city level, but she doesn't really get like why Neela might be. She doesn't understand why Neela is like, I guess, like upset, like upset about getting into a fight with the cops.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't understand why Jovan tried so hard to keep things peaceful. She doesn't understand any of the nuance behind that.
Got it. Okay,
Cats fight all the time.
Yeah,
that's true.
it's like,
If you got a problem with another cat, you fight that cat.
yeah.
All right, who gets back next?
I was hoping to get back probably like close to the end.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I was also thinking I would get back, probably not last, but closer to the end. But if Jovan is also getting back closer to the end, then
It could be about the same time.
That's true.
Scott can get back next.
Actually, maybe because of them doing similar things but on opposite sides of the protest. I don't know exactly what Scott... But Jovan's priority was going to be, when the shots started happening, ushering people to safety from the front, because they're right in the face of where that was all going on.
Mm.
Like, I think probably they witnessed the escalation the worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, like Scott was probably trying to usher people out, from the back because that's where he was. So I guess I guess probably around the same time. I mean, maybe Scott gets there like a moment or two before Jovan, since I was closer, or like I was closer to the back and like further from the heart of the action. But yeah, what remind me like what all is like in the hideout?
I've added a relaxing space to it, which I deemed a pile of bean bags with like a snack. Well, like the kind of thing you find in an office, I believe is what I said, is like assorted snacks.
We have enough supplies to feed, rest, and care for about a dozen people. We have lots of supplies.
But yeah, the
All right.
snack wall is just to put it out nice.
So Scott arrives and sees Neela curled up with a blanket on her, and goes to pour a glass of water and just sets it down on the floor next to the couch where Neela is, and then just goes to take a seat.
She'll like slowly unpeel herself. Like there's a cat on top. Cats get scritches. Sees water, sits up a little bit, starts drinking the water very quietly. Looks a little overwhelmed. Doesn't quite know if she's ready to talk yet, but definitely looks like she maybe wants to talk. She just kind of sits.
I need to ask, where'd the taser go, Sushi? Sushi, where'd the taser go?
Oh, so Sushi entered in, smelled distress, immediately like clawed off.
Okay.
So it's like kind of like right by, like cast aside to the to the side of the entrance. You could. I don't know if the house
Just
got
wanted to check.
trip over it actually.
Nimble feet.
Yeah.
I assume Neela would prefer tea, but I don't know if we have the means to make that here. Which is why I asked.
You can microwave it. I feel like the snack wall has a microwave.
Yes.
That might be blasphemy.
Ability to make tea.
Only if you're British.
I feel like when we talked about the hideout, unless we're talking about the station, like the stuff inside the void, then
I know we had comfortable places to sit, a stage, the snack wall, stuff like that, but I don't know specifically a kettle of some kind.
yeah.
Yeah, like I
I
don't.
imagine that like
wasn't
power
assuming we
would
had, like, a
be
stove
bit of a
or
luxury
anything.
here.
Yeah.
Because the hideout itself is in like an abandoned entrance to mass
That's
transit,
Mm.
and one of the doors, like the door at the back, can take you to the station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have supplies. Not sure about a kettle.
Which is why I didn't say Scott makes a cup of tea.
Fair.
Gives it to
Yeah.
me.
Feed
You
and
gotta steal a
rest.
Bunsen burner or something.
Yeah, feed and rest, not necessarily tea. But yeah.
Scott, what, as you were coming back through the city, what did you see that gave you pause when you were making your way back to the hideout?
I mean, aside from the 36 gunshots, well, let's see. I was trying to get people away from the cops. I guess I finally, like, it hit me just, like, how many, like, points of surveillance there were around the city. So as I was heading back, I just, like, I started seeing every camera, every sensor, every, like, point that they were using to surveil us,
Yeah.
and just the magnitude of what we're fighting against here.
Jordan, it sounds like you're the next one to get back to the hideout.
Okay.
Well,
Let me hear-
I thought Jovan
Joe.
wanted to be last, but
It could be either
I
of
could be
these.
next. It's not a big deal. But
you two decide amongst yourself.
Actually, so in my head, if this sparks joy, Jovan, you basically grabbed Jordan as you were leaving, like as you're the last one out, and he's been distracting them, and you maybe see he's getting a little nervous, like how do I exit the situation?
well, I think by that point, by the end,
Mhm.
like your distraction was very clearly like, sure, now you don't want attention at all.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they meet up potentially. I mean,
Yeah.
I could pull you, or I could like signal to you like we're leaving.
Yeah, like something like that of just we arrived together, and I think that there's maybe some conversation of like, all right, so what happened at the front, like you relaying that information to me, since we were very opposite sides of this thing.
Does that mean the two of you kind of arrive at the same time?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. And what do you do when you get back, the both of you?
Jordan starts talking, like he brushes ahead as he does, and he's, man, you guys wouldn't believe. Maybe you would. I can't. He's like babbling. He can't really do a sentence. He's very high energy until he comes around the door and sees this forming cuddle puddle, we could say, and just like stops on a dime, and he has enough like other siblings that he's helped through various like emotional events in their life as the older brother that he recognizes not specifically what's happening, but this kind of scene immediately shuts up and starts like maybe grabbing himself like a soda or something from the fridge, and is also gonna try and like sit down, and he's still like fidgeting because we have instruments here. I think he does sort of just start strumming, but tries to sort of keep the energy in the room. imagine Joe be right behind.
As for the walk back, I think Jovan is responding when you say stuff directly, but isn't initiating any sentences. Very clearly was shaken, based on conditions marked. And I think when they get back to the base, they take a moment, they catch their breath, and then they immediately set to a task so that they don't go crazy. They immediately start pulling the film, and they're going to start developing it in the photography room. That is their part of the contribution. Like, there's a thing to do.
Jordan
And
will then
honestly,
notice
I
the
think
taser.
perhaps that's might be why. Not that this ever usually stops them, but I think Joe holding a camera might have let them go a little under the radar by maybe an assumption just at a glance, like, oh, that's a press person, clearly. Why else would someone bring a camera with them?
So, gave them something to do other than jump at the cops.
Hey, what is something on your way back that you couldn't laugh off?
I think clearly lots of people are still injured. Right? Like, we avoided arrests, but there was still a clash at the front. There's still going to be, the people who got hurt by the riot shields. There was probably still some kind of scramble. And I do think, despite Jordan having lived a lot of places already as a young age and met a lot of people and seen a lot of things, he's not actually that acquaintance. He's not that aware
Acquainted?
of or acquainted. Thank you. Acquainted with, like, the realities of physical harm to the same extent. Like, despite those experiences, he's still fairly coddled and just. He sees some people that, even though they're like away and safe now, they're sort of leaning against a building or getting into a car with someone that they seem to trust with very broken limbs, I think. Like, there's a few cases of that. Like, they're being helped by a medic, but it's still, there's a reality to it that he's not
kind of a
prepared for,
stampede that happened.
especially after the way he's acquainted with violence is through this magical realm where, like, things kind of solve themselves in a nicer way.
Mhm.
I think the reason he's babbling and interrogating is because he can't really make jokes about that. He kind of joked his way through the riot, and it was helpful, but he's feeling almost ashamed about that to an extent. Like, he's not trying to let it get to him, but like, oh, why did I get away without that? Like, the survivor's guilt.
Milan, what rule does Jovan make for themselves when they get back to the hideout? Or, like, what promise do they make to themselves that they never intend to break?
I think
I will acknowledge that you had the toughest question.
I think that they take a moment, take stock of what happened, acknowledge how they felt. Like, conditions marked: angry, overwhelmed. They felt useless in the moment, but when they take a step back, they really think, okay, there are things I can still do. I can offer support to my friends. I can use the skills I have. The rule, or the rule that Jovan comes up with is no matter what changes in my capabilities or my circumstances or my situation, I will always be trying to do something.
Did we lose Raymond? Oh no, you're there.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
No.
You were very still.
I was doing things. Who breaks the silence first?
Definitely Jordan. Sorry, he's gonna try.
Go off.
I think the thing that actually happens is not even like us. Like he can't stand the silence. He's chilling. Joe has started like doing the photography stuff in the black room to try and like develop the film. And Jordan lazily looks over and he sees the taser in the corner nobody's picked up, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And he gets up, goes over to the snacks, which like a lot of them are not official snacks. They're like they've been repurposed into plastic baggies. I think he just empties out some trail mix, maybe into a paper bowl, maybe just onto the countertop. Not important. And he takes that plastic bag and he tries to sort of like, by the yarn that's assuredly still on it, goop it into the plastic bag and be like, all right, yes. Great. Perfect. All right. The lawyer guy, we need to... Jordan is too amped to remember things accurately at this moment, especially names of a guy he's met once.
I think
Like,
that
we need to get
kind
this to
of...
him.
Yeah, but no, I think that prompts Neela enough to kind of almost like wake up out of the like stupor that she's in. Like that, like it's like, you know, she was lost in space and suddenly she comes back and she's like, he planted that in my hand. When
Yeah, of course.
And then she like shakes her head, shakes it all off. Like scoops up Sushi so that as she shifts position, she still has a Sushi on her lap, and that Sushi doesn't get unceremoniously dumped. And sits upright and goes, "Okay, before I can talk about what the fuck I've done, because I'm sorry, I feel like I owe you guys an apology, but like let's work backwards, because Adam Cook went into the audience or into the crowd, and then suddenly, what did anyone see? Like he went up to the front and there was like a pop noise, like a popping noise. Was that what it was? Or some kind of noise, and then somebody was yelling for a medic, so I ran up to the front, and then Adam Cook was glad that it was me, because
Now,
he put the taser in my hand, and then the crowd stepped back, and the cops saw me with it, so I dropped it, and then the cops tried to grab me, and then the crowd got me back, but then I saw the tear gas canisters, and it was already too late. The cops had already seen me at that point. I was already a target, and all I could think was how I couldn't let that happen. And I don't know what I've done. I've probably traumatized 50 fucking people. I'm sorry.
really quick.
More than that? Is
Really
that what
quick,
that thumbs up
GM.
was? Hundreds of
It was
people.
probably
No, what was the
somewhere between 100 and 200 people.
How many did she traumatize, though? Anyways, question for our, I forgot the new title, game facilitator. GF, yes, thank you. To our lovely GF. One, if that was the sound of a taser, Neela would recognize it's the same sound of the taser that went off when he put it in her hand, right? That pop, 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 pop. That's he tased himself twice. And I think that Neela would recognize the sound the second time. It's the same sound that
Yes.
goes off.
It was
Yeah.
the same sound.
Yeah.
It's not like a pop pop. It's like a tac tac.
It is.
Oh, tac.
Uh,
Okay.
Well, I'm
Got it,
saying
got
that I don't think Neela would be confused as to what sound that was after at least hearing it the second
Got it.
time.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So that was a Leota thing, but like
It's
Neela,
okay.
I think Neela would
Yeah,
have still been pissed about the fact that like she got a taser put in her hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, what the fuck? He tased himself twice and he fucking walked into the cops? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think that's what Jordan's gonna say is, yeah, he framed you. Joe was right.
No,
he explained to me the seat.
I
and,
know
like,
he
was
I know he
planning on that.
framed me, but like he fucking
Planning
didn't
on
even flinch. He tased himself twice. He didn't even flinch. Like,
No, pathetic guys will do anything to make someone look worse than them.
Yeah, and he walked away fucking unscathed.
Maybe not. No, maybe not. If he's the only one who touched that, if you and him are the only ones who touched that, and his story is you tased him, and his fingerprints are on it, I'm just saying we have that lawyer guy. We get it to the lawyer guy, whose name I still can't remember for this moment. We get it to the lawyer guy, and he... Kosuke, thank you. Oh, no, this is in character. Jordan does not remember. So Scott maybe says, yes, thank you, Kosuke. At least clear you of that. I don't know how to handle
Does anyone know how to
the
preserve
boss lady
evidence?
Amazonian. I put it in a plastic bag, right?
Ziploc, yeah. At least that's
Yeah,
what I
we
think.
hand it to Kosuke. So if Sushi's the only one who touched it after them, I'm just saying we might be good.
Yeah.
Is that
Just be
what his
careful
hand
with
in his
it.
pocket the whole time he was walking up front?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. A fucking taser.
Honestly, we're just unlucky that he ran into you.
He tased himself twice. He walked away, and I don't know. It was too late for me already.
Yeah.
I'm
But
sorry.
don't, look, no judgment. I was gonna do the same thing, honestly.
Well, shit. Fair enough, I guess. I don't know. I know my dad saw me. I don't know.
Oh.
What have I done? I don't know what I've done. I feel like I have done a lot of damage. And I don't know what that fallout is gonna be. I don't know, I may have fucked that entire protest up, but I feel like I owe you all an apology.
No, he would have framed somebody. You didn't fuck the protest up. I don't know how to fix this. That joins this.
I mean, you were defending your territory, right?
Neela, the only person who needs to apologize is me.
No, you didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't need to do anything.
We're behind there alone.
No. You moved the crowd to come and grab me again. If anything, I should have stayed put rather than leaping in by myself. You did plenty.
So, are there any marks of the bullets on Neela?
There's bruises.
Yeah.
There are bruises.
Yeah.
I think anyone who's
Leona,
paying attention.
I
sorry.
I was just gonna say, Leona, your discretion, where those injuries are,
Mhm.
they are. I will tell you right now, they are like. Right now, they are like red welts, and they have sort of like a bullseye look to them. They're not necessarily uniform, but like, it's like an ouch in the spot where you got hit, and then a corresponding shape around it.
Anyone who's paying attention particularly will see Joe is like hand is on the spot where they got shot in the castle that one time.
That's fair.
And is just like, you
I protected myself.
shouldn't have been alone.
No, you're right. And that was my fault. I was foolhardy and stupid. I shouldn't have gone it alone. But at least I made sure to protect myself first.
Guys, we all weren't alone. There were hundreds of other protesters that don't have the gifts we do. I think I like our odds at fixing this than if some random person got framed by him. If someone else who can't do the things we do, who doesn't have the friends we have.
That's sure. That's a good point.
Joe, I
But
think you saved people that couldn't have gotten out. And the same
Yeah.
thing with you, Neela, and Scott. And I know I didn't do as much of dramatic parts, but
But you still
I
did
think we could give
necessary
ourselves a pat on the back
things.
for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
was everyone okay? Did everyone like get out okay? I ran because like I had to.
Mostly okay. I mean, the injuries, but as far as we can tell, pretty much everyone got away.
Okay. Well, at least there's that. Fuck. I still hope. The whole point of this was to list our grievances and to get a point across. I just don't know what point I've made now.
I was trying to make a knock at that exact moment.
Oh.
Yep.
It was
Just
not picked up on
3
my
loud
end.
knocks. I don't think it came through. Oh well. 3 loud knocks. Pop knock. At the door.
Jordan's already up. He'll go to it
Panic,
unless
panic,
something's
panic. I don't think anyone knew about our hideout.
Well,
I mean,
Vandy does, doesn't he?
Is that
Sushi
Vandy?
wants to get up and go to the door, but Sushi's also not leaving.
Jovan
left.
will-
I mean, you
Good.
can. She'll be
Jordan
okay.
is going if you don't
Yeah,
stop.
Joe
him.
is
Just straight
standing,
up.
so I'll also go. But I'm gonna say,
Mhm.
Neil, you should tell your dad you're okay.
This
And
is when the
he's
door
gonna
opens.
go to
It's ends.
the door.
She'll text. She'll open up her phone and probably look at it. And there's probably 50 fucking messages on it. Yeah.
At the
Okay.
door is Adam Cook.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Where's the taser right now?
It's in a bag that I put back on the other side, wherever, like next to Neela. I'm not gonna say it got hidden, but like I brought it back to the group in the plastic bag. At bare minimum, it's at the snack wall. I very much am playing.
He ignores whoever's in front of him, like
I'm
pushes
not
you
letting him
aside,
pass.
and is looking.
I will
around the
vent
room
to
for the
stop him from
taser.
getting past me. No, I will vent to stop this man from getting past me.
What do you
I
want?
mean, you're welcome to.
Yeah. I mean, at first I'm gonna try and physically, but if he tries to push me away and he's bigger, he's an adult, then yeah, I'm gonna.
How do you know about our turf? What do you want?
And then he flips around his phone.
Motherfucker.
I mean, you were the ones protesting it. I thought you would know. There's something of mine that is here, and I'm going to take it with me.
No, you're fucking not.
And he pulls a gun. I'm taking it with me.
Why?
Because bad people should be punished. Shut up. I'm taking it. And he moves to enter the room.
Two things. Actually, I'm gonna try and make a clever way of stopping this, but I want to grab my phone in my pocket, turn it on, and hit record already. So when he does that, it's like, well, good, because now we know it's yours and not hers. So you're gonna have to start explaining to people. Like, I have a recording now, is what I'm trying to play it off as, to see if that stops him.
He points the gun at you, and he takes your phone.
Someone
Unless
else
you do
start
something to stop
a
him.
call. Yeah, I mean, then I'm gonna vent. I'm just gonna.
Can I
show
say
him
that Scott has also been recording this?
If you want to show him, but
Well, no, I'm not going to show him, but I've been recording it.
Okay. Scott, you have an opportunity to look down at your phone. You can see that the camera is distorting around him.
all right.
How much How much it?
And you would
distorting
not
by
be
how
able to
much?
prove who that is.
Hmm.
Y'all are pretty clear in the video. He
Yeah.
is not. He
Well, this is
moves
about to be very clear.
towards
I'm,
the back of the room.
I'm gonna make my whip sword and pull him by venting. Like, pull him away back out of the room.
Okay, and you want to vent to do that?
I mean, again, because there's no fight move in the city, so I am effectively trying to do a fight move. So if that requires I vent, that's what I do.
Okay, so you're calling on a strength you'd have in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Roll against fealty.
Oh, sorry, I had the wrong menu open there.
I guess while that's
we
going,
think?
I would also like to vent.
Go on, team. Go off. This motherfucker thought he could come onto our turf. Go off.
So I'd like to do two things. One of them is to call on my playbook's unique vent effect. And the other one is to show my true form.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
But we'll see if this actually works first.
Okay. You want me to pick one?
Okay.
So we have two to resolve.
Mhm.
So, Jordan, yours goes first. You only did one, so please pick one outcome.
I don't know what this would look like, but I think it's interesting if this is only partway successful, since Sushi is also getting up and at him.
Eh?
No, I'm saying it's partially successful. I just don't know what that looks like.
Okay, he's not all the way out of the room, but he's still. You do rebuff him momentarily.
Mhm.
Sushi. You picked two effects. Show your true form, and what was the other one?
I may use my vent ability, which is I can move faster and further than humanly possible, or cat felinely possible, I guess, in this case. And I can also make
Instantaneous transmission.
and I can also make a door to the hideout right here, right now. Granted,
Okay.
that's
Yeah. So you transform, and he does back off
Yeah.
for a moment.
I think because my true form lets me pick a useful organ or limb. So just out of curiosity, can Sushi just straight up swallow this bag? Like just neum over and just chomp it.
The new organ is a safe.
Okay.
I
He's
think you're gonna have to
say
hork it
before
up
you
afterwards,
swallow
but-
that bag.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think you understand who has the upper hand here. I can call the cops. They will come here, and they will get all of you. Or you can hand back that taser, and it'll just be one of you. It's your choice. But you could make this a lot worse for yourselves, or you could let it ride.
Jordan's instant answer is a joke of, okay, take the cat. But that's him effectively saying he's not gonna let him do that. I'm not saying that's the decision for everyone, but
Yeah.
it's like Jordan's vote.
Neela's not saying anything right now.
I have an idea.
Yes.
It's not a good idea.
Yes.
Is
Well,
it
let's
easier
hear
action to dive right now?
But I could also vent and call upon a power that I have in the castle,
Yes.
To
which is one of my pieces of gear, which
Go
is
on.
smoke bombs.
Oh my god!
And we could
That's
all
true.
just make a break for it.
The only problem with that is because of Adam Cook's surveillance, he will continue to find us. But it does give us an opportunity to get away.
And he may not necessarily know which one of us has the taser.
smoke bomb. Sushi gets up the taser. Sushi hides. He can search us. You have to run from the cops already, is what I'm saying. I think that we have a better shot if we don't have any evidence of actually stealing his shit. And we hope to get out on bail because
Loki?
most of us didn't do anything illegal, and for you, it's a first-time offense.
Yeah, and Loki, if we end up in the cop station, we can delve into the castle from there. Just saying.
I don't know if the GM's gonna let us do that. That one might get a little more complicated.
It's dicey, because that's a part of the station that is shut down at this point.
Fair.
It's not near the holding cells, so that would complicate things.
Fair. Okay, so maybe not that. But yeah, if we're not gonna let him have it, then we gotta figure out a way to get away. Unless we want to dive directly into the castle to get away from him.
The only other option is to give it to him and then just dive before he can.
Or run into the
Get anywhere?
studio.
We think we can make it to the studio from here, but like, I think maybe
It's connected.
Well, there's a door to the studio in the hideout.
Yeah.
I do think Jovan
He
just
he
says out
can
loud,
enter the studio. He has done that before.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. It is
Sushi
just
has
still a
seen him in
place.
the studio.
I do have a city move that I can use, which is like sort of. I mean, if we can't see a way out,
The other thing is, or the other person I heard speak up was Milan. Milan, did you have something?
please.
I was
Oh.
gonna say,
That is an important
I think
clarification in the
Siobhan
chat.
does-
Sorry.
I was gonna say, Jovan does say, out loud to the group, he can take it, but it's not gonna let him do anything to us.
Say that one more time. Sorry, my brain did not process.
Jovan will say out loud, maybe we let him take the taser. It's not like he can do anything with it.
Ah,
Is this
a sensible one.
Is it like, I want to ask, just like Milan's intent a little bit. Is this meant to be a bluff?
No, Joe is...
Joe?
Well, I'm not entirely sure he can't do anything with it, but I don't think, even if he takes it, what he will accomplish by having it.
Continue to frame.
Because if
Mila?
he has the taser again,
True.
then it wasn't in Leona's possession.
True. It wasn't in his possession. Yeah.
Then he has to explain why he has it back.
He wants to take one of us with him, and he has a gun. He said he's going to take one of us and the taser.
That's not what he said.
He said the cops will arrest one of
cops
us, or they'll arrest all of us.
That's what I mean. Like,
Mhm.
he's not just going to take it back and say nothing. He's going to take it back and say, I caught the children, and also here's the weapon that she used against me. That's why my fingerprints are on it now, is because I got it from them.
No,
It's a clear and obvious lie to continue to frame her.
Yeah, true. But I think Adam Cook is very sincere in his offer of give me the taser and I'll leave. I won't sick the cops on you right now.
Oh, see, I
He's
thought he
definitely
was
gonna
just
stick
still
the
doing it
cops
right
on us.
now. Like,
Yeah.
right now, this moment. He's just going to say,
No,
arrest one of
I
them
mean
for all of them.
the secondary threat is you can have your hideout full of cops and it will no longer be of use to you.
I thought he was going to do that anyways. That's what I thought he was about to call them right now.
Ah, no.
They're still going to be here.
I don't think he is. I think he is willing to negotiate if we give him the taser. Actually, here we go.
Alright.
I'll do it in character. Here, hold on. Anila hears Javon, actually, I was right. I second guessed myself. Here's Javon and goes, okay, Adam, here's the deal. You want the taser? You can have it. But if we give it to you, you leave our hideout alone. You do not get to sick the cops on us. Take the taser, walk away, leave us the fuck alone.
Tempting. I don't think they have any interest in your hovel. But not everybody's gonna be left alone, sweetheart. I
That's
think you know
fine.
that.
Leave everyone else out of it. Take the taser, leave this place alone. I will deal with the consequences of my actions, dipshit. Take the deal.
They're gonna be telling you to do that in a few months.
That's
You got
fucking
it.
fine. Take the deal. Sushi, give it to him.
Yeah, Jordan like slowly turns back and the blade goes and scoops it up at a distance without him moving an inch.
Like Sushi is just gonna like very unconvincingly try to pretend to be a normal cat.
After all of that.
You have to hairball it out.
It's literally just like
Oh no, I thought you hadn't yet.
no. Like Sushi was about to, and it just sort of goes like.
Yeah. Her
Like a
jaw was
little-
unhinged.
Yeah,
And like,
it's like
she really
a
wanted now it's
void.
back to normal. Like,
Unhinged, like long slavering tongue.
mhm. It goes back.
Cats can look quite eldritch, especially when they yawn, and that is what I'm envisioning, like that yawn mouth from a cat.
Just too
Yeah,
big, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
All right.
just like
All right.
I'll see you in court, kiddo. Have fun on your playground. And he'll close the door behind him. I think that's a good place to end that scene. Are
Yeah.
we cool with that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was not expecting him to show up. Ah!
He's the man who can see everything.
Nothing
of
is
course he
secret.
showed up.
Motherfucker.
It
Oh,
It
I've
does
never
imply
hated a
because this
man
is, like-
more.
This doesn't apply because this is an abandoned warehouse that he had to like walk around a bit until he got close enough to hear us talking. Like there's at least a few minutes of him searching.
It's not a warehouse. It's like a disused public building.
Isn't it an old abandoned train station?
It's like the entrance to one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like this big empty
So it's like
place.
a
Just
it's
the
like
image of him tromping around with a gun in his cell phone. What direction are they? I don't know if it's-
Warmer, colder.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Neela
I guess
will.
after he leaves.
Neela will, as the
Scene.
scene fades out.
Yeah,
Neela will,
exactly.
as the scene fades out, make sure that she has sent a text to her dad saying, "I'm okay."
Yeah. Okay. So we have one last personal scene to play out. Unless you want to activate something kind of in the back half of that scene, Dan?
I don't think I really have anything to activate.
I mean, we
for the
probably,
purposes of that scene.
we
I mean,
probably need to
yeah.
clear
Since the
some
smoke bomb
conditions.
plan didn't really.
I mean, like, unless you had like a check-in, let your hair down, let go,
oh, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, you did fade. You
I
did
was-
fade your covenant, so you might want to deal with that, or like clear some conditions.
Yeah. I was probably going to check in.
Okay.
Since the covenant I faded was with, like, it was the crew covenant that I faded, so I guess
Yeah.
that would be with Neela.
Mhm.
That's with anyone.
So-
right?
That's true.
Hmm?
It could be with
Anyone
anybody,
in the
but
crew.
if you're
Alright.
choosing Vila, that's great.
All right. Well, does anyone else have a condition that needs healing?
I know I do. Yeah, me
I
and
only have the one,
me and
I don't.
I've got
need it.
two.
me and Jovan. Me and Jovan both have 2.
All right. Well, Neela seems more, I don't know, thematically appropriate.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Although
riding
I
the
would,
wave of mine.
I would love Jovan to like show Neela the pictures, and for Neela to kind of be like, "Whoa, that was fucking cool." Like, I can't wait for that moment.
Okay, when you meet with a major covenant, trigger their hangout move. If the covenant was fated, mark world and intensify it. So, you are meeting with a rebel. You trigger their hangout move and they trigger yours. Then you check against fealty.
Okay.
It's like this almost has to be immediately after that scene, though. Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
stuff's about to happen in like the next few hours.
So
No
the
reason-
hangout move is the hangout move for my.
You're going to
crew
trigger hers, and she's going to trigger yours. So when you spend time with the gardener, Scott, they give you something impractical but important. A book, an accessory, a pot. So long as you keep it with you and draw strength from it once per investigation, you may turn a missed city move into a weak hit. And Neela, when you spend time with the sun, at any point you can ask them one of these questions. The sun will do their best to answer, and their answer will be more right than wrong. Who's really behind blank? What's keeping blank a mystery? And what's the connection between blank and blank?
Ah, shit.
Well, so, I mean, my immediate plan was just to like go check on her and see if she needed anything,
Yeah.
like food, water, books, yarn.
I'm sorry. Is there a reason she's not in jail if this is more than 5 hours after this, or so?
Because
I
we're in
wasn't
hiding.
clear, like when he was going to file his charges. I guess.
Well, then there's an easy question for
Consider
you.
that like an immediate looming threat that's creating pressure on you all to do something. But like, as far as he's concerned, he has all the cards.
Yeah, okay.
We are in hiding technically, and I told him to not touch this turf. So like, so long as Neela remains in the hangout, she's kinda safe. Temporarily.
Oh, you
I
didn't go
can-
home yet.
No.
Neela,
okay,
I can
yeah.
also guarantee you getting you home if you wanted to.
I get the in Leona's brain,
Mhm.
we're probably diving into a delve real soon, and Neela doesn't see the point in going home because she's gonna have to deal with so much mess to clean up that it is better for her to remain in hiding in the hangout.
Okay.
And she's texted her family and let them know that she's okay, and that's the best that she can do for them right now. And beyond that, she's like, I need to solve this first before I deal with that.
No, okay, never mind then. Yeah.
So
seems very reasonable then for-
that is where Neela's brain is at. Yeah, take that as you will.
Perhaps we're like rotating who comes by and like drops off supplies and checks in, and maybe
Yeah.
the first one is Scott's.
Okay, so let's start
Okay.
with Neela's half of this. Scott comes to check on you. You give him something impractical but important. What is it?
Something impractical but important. That's a good question. She doesn't have that much to give right now, but I think
It doesn't have to be something that you have on your person. You could be like, go get this thing.
Okay. I mean, practical though. How are you holding up, Scott?
I'm keeping it together. I want to say that was stressful, but I guess that's nothing to compared to what you've probably been dealing with.
Yeah, but that doesn't negate your stress either. Do you know what's good for stress?
What's good for stress?
Lavender? Have you ever had like lavender tea or like lavender sachets? Have you ever like lavender? Have you ever worked with lavender?
I had lavender shampoo when I was a kid.
Hey, that's something. I know it's silly, and I know it's not like the most useful because we're kind of in the middle of a bunch of shit, but like, and like, I feel like Neela's got like, amongst all of her supplies, she like rummages around that she has in the hideout, and she manages to pull out like just a sachet, like it's just a little like muslin cloth sachet, and it's filled with lavender, and she kind of goes, here. It smells nice. Hold on to it. Maybe it'll just help you chill out a little. What was that?
That was me sniffing the lavender. I was
Oh, fair
smelling the
enough, fair
lavender.
enough, fair enough. I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, lavender's good. I harvested the lavender myself. So yeah, hopefully that helps you. She's like
Is your
trying.
Did you did your family grow it?
Yeah,
Where'd you get?
yeah, we rooftop garden, Parkside Boulevard.
Damn. Thanks.
Yeah. She's not like 100% in her element because she is clearly stressed about bigger things, but you can see that she is genuinely trying. So yeah, that is what she will do. I also have a city move that says when I check in with a rebel, I can refresh one of their gauges. So if you need any of your gauges refreshed, you can take this opportunity.
I could use that. Oops, that's not right. That's what we want. Okay.
Okay. Cool. I know that I am pretty sure I tick a gauge for that because I give you a thing. And I think I also grow protective over you.
You either tick lack, fealty, or grow protective.
Oh, one of those. Okay, cool. Cool. In that case, I can afford to tick fealty, so I will tick fealty. Yeah, cool. So you get some benefits.
Okay. Okay, so do I do my fealty roll now?
Well, first, Neela is going to activate your hangout move, which lets you ask, who's really behind blank? Who's keeping blank a mystery? What's the connection between blank and blank?
I am struggling to figure out a good question, and I would love help from the team on. I don't know what to ask.
This would be why I tried. Well, I was hoping that Vermin would forget about that.
I mean, if you don't want to take it right now, that's fine. You can choose to forego the move.
No, there's a question you should ask.
No, I do want to do it. I'm just
circles
struggling to
around the
figure out the
bruises.
question. You know?
No, the question, it's what's the connection between, like, the circles around your bruises and getting shot?
Oh, hold
You have
on.
weird marks on your bruises.
I can explain that. So that is the kind of thing that will happen if you get hit really hard with something.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
like an extra ring around it? Interesting.
Yeah, it's like an aura.
just think it was like
It's
a
a
big
pressure
regular
point,
welt.
and then the skin, the
okay.
tissue, like
Behind it.
further out will
Oh,
like
is it like
tear.
the skin gets like separated?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Is it something that you sense
Like
that
a
you want-
blister?
It's just nasty, that's all.
maybe not a stream story. Actually, never mind. I was
Yeah.
gonna say I've had personal experience with a bruise like that.
No.
They're bad.
Yeah, that time. Not unless there's something about the
Okay.
cast.
Yeah. Forego it.
What is the connection between Adam Cook and the bigger picture? And what I mean by that is, like, we know that we're dealing with this bad guy. We know that we're about to do this castle delve. But there's a bigger picture at play, and I'm curious to know if the Sun and the Watcher in some way is able to have some sort of, like, insight. Might be otherworldly even. But is able to kind of come up with something to be like, hey, maybe this is part of that bigger picture? I think she needs
Yeah, like
that
the weird
guidance.
empty city place that I ran into the one time, and
Yeah,
knowing that there is a larger force.
yeah, there's a bigger picture around.
So do you want me to just like start talking, or is there a specific thing that I should be trying to hit on here?
So the question is, what is the connection between Adam
Between
Cook
Adam
and
Cook
the
and bigger
larger,
picture?
Yeah, the bigger
picture?
Yeah, the larger magical force that's doing all this.
So,
I can just start talking.
I mean, go ahead and start talking. I'm interested in hearing you tease it out, and then I will nudge you to be more right than wrong.
Okay. I mean,
You made the joke, man. You gotta dig it.
I mean, beats me. I do like what I can tell you is that like the castle was protecting him when we were trying to get him on video.
Mhm.
But like I mean, whatever's backing him, I mean, what couldn't you do with a massive surveillance network?
Yeah.
So like bigger picture, I mean, first Quentin, now this dude. Like first
It's the nudge I'm gonna give you is like, if there is a war for the soul of the city at this point, in history, it is won on a battlefield where information is everything. More important than weapons, more important than troops. Knowing things and being able to show your version of the truth is more important.
I was just about to get to that. Oh.
Do it.
Well, I'm glad that we had the same idea.
Because, like, first we had Quentin, and his whole thing was, like, editing, was, like, making whatever he wanted show up in his videos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're, whatever's driving, I don't know, whatever's behind this bigger picture, like, I see a means for misinformation and a means for surveillance. Like, that seems like the first two steps. It's like a pretty good start to establishing some kind of authority here, some kind of control.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't have to like it, but that makes sense. I think you're right.
Okay. Check against fealty, please.
Okay. And I have advantage because of my last hangout.
Ah, yeah.
Hey.
I'm just gonna roll 3 dice.
Give it.
6, 3, and 3. So that's a strong hit.
Heck yeah. So, go ahead and one of you is going to heal a condition, and one of you is going to intensify your crew covenant.
Well, somebody faded theirs, so Scott, do you feel like intensifying your crew covenant and I can heal a condition? How does that sound?
Works for me.
Sweet. I'm gonna
Okay.
heal insecure because I feel like Scott has given me some kind of security. She's still overwhelmed, because let's be real, she's really overwhelmed.
Excuse me.
Okay, so we have filled the vassal's clock with the end of that move, which means that the pressure on you has gone from passive to alert. The castle is aware of you, so every time the gauge ticks over,
Boy, happens in where.
you are all going to have to tick 1 gauge. It's basically at the end of each investigation round.
Do we choose which gauge, or is it just our highest?
It's it just says tick 1 gauge. It's not
So we-
necessarily your highest.
Okay.
And that's a tick, not a black mark, right?
And,
Yeah.
and we just do it and we just start. So we should do that right now. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No.
Oh.
Next time we complete an investigation round.
Got it.
Hey,
Oh.
I'm at 1 tick on heat away from getting an additional black mark.
Uh-oh.
Well, don't tick it today.
So don't take heat.
Don't take heat. Today.
But he's got to refresh that gauge.
We'll see if I get an opportunity to.
All
Yeah,
right.
the investigation. We'll kick his ass. We'll do some of that.
So I feel like this is a good spot for us to check in. Do we want to run? Actually, I'm gonna make the executive decision. We're at 9 o'clock my time. We've been here for a minute. Let's call it here. And next time, if we want to get in a couple more quick scenes, we can. And then it's probably time to delve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't even know if we have any more
Uh,
scenes planned, honestly.
You might not.
Yeah.
Guess we could do a check.
Yeah. So I think with that, as a reminder, please donate to Power of Paint and Art Paint Art Academy. Power of Paint Art Academy and Management through our link in the chat. We'll take ourselves out. Let's start with you, Leona.
Oh my, that's me. Hello everybody, my name is Leona. You can find me all over the internet at the Leona Maple. I have been Neela, the provider. May not be the provider for much longer considering her decisions today. And I don't know what I have to shout out. I'm just gonna say that you can find me on Blue Sky and all over the internet. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. This has been a really big arc. It's been really, this one hits close to home. And I'm just excited to see it come to an end. It's gonna be real good. That's all.
All right, let's move on down to Michelle.
Hello, it's me, Michelle. I don't exist on the internet, so don't go looking for me. And today I had the wonderful, wonderful time of playing our actual cat, Sushi. The Inhuman playbook. I don't know if that I have a question. Can that change? Like, Sushi's definitely inhuman. What happens if Sushi turns into a human?
Let's talk about that after the show. Slide to the right. Milan.
Hello, it's me, Milan, also sometimes known as Tailfeather and formerly known as Valor. Don't worry about my username. I'm also not doing anything on the internet other than this at the moment. Maybe someday again. I'm just gonna say follow Neon Lights for their amazing programming that's coming up next month, because there's gonna be a lot of fun, awesome things happening. Yeah. Pass the buck.
Hell yeah. Let's give the mic to Dan.
Hey, that's me. I'm Lan the Dan. I played Scott, the Watcher play. Scott the Watch. Not Scott the Waz. Scott the Watch. You can follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky. It's Lan the Dan, both places. I don't have anything else to promote because I'm not. This is the only thing I'm in for now. That may change at a later date. But yeah, follow Neon Lights on Twitter and Blue Sky at Neon Lights. It's Neon Lights RPlay on Twitter, and let me just make sure I've got this right.
It's Neon Lights Roleplay. On
Neon
Blue Sky.
Lights Roleplay at Blue Sky. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got.
Raise the roof. It's time for Tate.
It's time for Tate. Hello, Twitch, and hello, Internet. I have had a wonderful time playing Jordan Karsten, the Harley Quinn, who was 100% about to kick a cop's ass, but instead decided to give them card tricks. Anyways, Dan has stolen the part I normally do about following Neon Lights Roleplay, but you can still follow me at Tate the Terrific on Blue Sky. And that's it. You can't find me anywhere else I care to be found, and I'm not talking about the other place. Anyways, as for announcements, I actually have 2 announcements for you guys. First and foremost, to celebrate Black History Month, NLR brings you a 3-episode charity campaign from the world of the robots in disguise. Till All Are One, a Transformers War story. On the 14th, or pushed back potentially to the 13th, or pushed forward, to the 13th. We will announce if that happens. Just put the 14th on your calendar and watch our Blue Sky and Twitter. Other than that, we have
Plan
another
your
game.
Valentine's Day date for our campaign.
It's
You know
guaranteed
you wanna
to
do
get
it.
whatever outcome you want to happen if your date is watching the stream.
We
Nothing wrong with
are
that.
a great couples activity.
100%
Put
that away.
guaranteed.
No, I have the big brain play. Don't do Thanksgiving, don't do Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day. That's what everyone's
Thanksgiving
doing.
on Valentine's
It's too
Day.
busy. It's too busy. Go
You'll
the
never get a
weekend after or
reservation.
before. Yeah, you'll never. Even if you do, it'll be so busy. It'll be so crowded. People will be desperate to have a good time. Don't do it. Instead,
Don't be
spend time with us.
desperate.
I do post Valentine's.
Don't be
so.
desperate.
Yeah, it's like how you should wait until the 15th to buy your Valentine's chocolate, because then it's all on sale.
Exactly.
And how you should wait until May to do your taxes.
Wait.
Well, anyways. Neon Lights Roleplay does not officially endorse that. Anyways, the
The
other
taxes
announcement
part.
I
We do endorse the chocolate part.
Yeah.
Anyways, the next day, literally February 15th, we are announcing a new game. To all those who seek adventure, justice, and big damage numbers that come out of the top of your enemy's head, join us on February 15th at 2 p.m. EST for the Knights of New Avalon, the crystal-powered, arcade-infused beacon game with put video game reference here. Shit. All right. Anyways, we're gonna have a fun time playing Beacon in a world that we had built, and it's gonna be a big Rickrollin' adventure. So please join me as I run the first game in a long time.
Did you just call it a Rickrollin' adventure?
I did. I'm going with it.
Because once you start, you're never gonna give it up.
Saved it, saved it.
Cut the feed.
Hey, everybody. Wait,
I got all the bloody
hair.
Cut our feed. Furman can talk.
All right, hey, everybody. I'm Legendary German? I'm Legendary Vermin.
Legendary German.
I'm not that German. Tonight I have been your game facilitator, your game maestro, your GF, and I've been so pleased and honored to do the show with these fine people. I could not ask for a better cast for the show. They are always showing up. If you want to see more stuff that I do, I will be over at Christopia VO on Friday. You can see me playing yet another character who's dead but not.
Another one.
Another
one.
one.
Another one.
Or you can check out my itch, legendary-vermin.itch.io. You can check out some of the games that I make, give them a play, and with them. It's great. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Keep an ear out. I'm in a new upcoming show. We'll announce it at some point on this channel with many a lovely lady. So, yeah. And some lovely people who aren't ladies, as a matter of fact.
Aww. I think we hit the point of we were all so goofy because it was such a stressful episode. Do you know what I mean?
We did a lot of emotional weightlifting, and now we're having an emotional runner's high.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's how that works, right?
Something like that. Is that everybody? Am I taking us out?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, get us out of here.
Okay, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.